left before the KR stream goes completely live. Good to see you guys. It's me again. Here, let me pull these up. It's me again, CM Durgef, and of course we have GM Stars End with us again.
Hello everyone. Just to make sure you guys can see us, right? Just want to double check. No technical
I'm
difficulties.
super low. Super low.
You're
Okay,
super low?
Dennis, can we get me a little higher up? Okay, okay. Okay, I think I'm pretty loud in my own ear. Can you guys hear me okay? Can see you both. Can see you guys.
Okay,
Awesome.
That's good.
Cool, cool. We got like 20 seconds before we... Oh, hello. Thank you, Holo. I appreciate it.
Oh, what is this?
This is new stuff.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Holo. Yeah, so we're going to go live into the KR stream pretty soon. There's going to be like short introduction and stuff, and then we'll start getting into stuff.
As per usual. Yep.
As per usual. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the main stream here.
In a minute. Shortly.
We'll be there soon.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? It's pretty late at night for NA, I'm assuming. Yeah. It's almost 10 p.m. It's actually
Yeah, it's almost 10 p.m.
Yeah.
for our like Pacific side, and for East Coasters, thank you for sticking around. It's like 1 a.m. for them. Okay, here we go. I'm so excited. Well, that was a quick little preview of a lot of different things.
In case you didn't notice, there was looked very familiar, you know.
It kind of looked like a patch note.
Looks like a patch note to me. But that was a little glimpse of what we're gonna be talking about today.
Yeah.
And of course, we're gonna have MC Ho.
Oh, the classic.
Our usual
Oh, here we go,
MC,
guys. Get out your warm cocoa and.
전 세계 검은 사막 모험가님들 반갑습니다.
But yeah,
진행을
I mean,
맡은
again, I want. How's that? What are you drinking?
오늘도 이렇게
hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa.
12월 칼페온 연회를 통해서 모험가님들을 직접 뵙고 함께 한 해를
Again,
마무리할
welcome
수 있어서
everyone.
무한한
welcome
영광으로
everyone from
생각을
globe,
하고
right? Anywhere in the world.
오늘은
NA,
어떤
EU,
추억들로
Asia.
기억되는
Yeah, I think it's maybe early morning for our EU guys, and yeah, again for NA guys, thank you for staying up with us. And if you're on Asia and tuning in, welcome.
자 그러면 이 자리에
People are already talking about some of the things that they saw in that little.
Yep.
주인님을 무대로
Very sneak
모셔보도록
peek over
하겠습니다.
there.
박수 부탁드립니다.
And you know, our dear leader, Jae Kim, is coming up on stage. Please
You didn't have to say it that way.
welcome our executive producer.
Yes, welcome Jae. Round of applause.
인사 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 검은 사막 총괄 프로듀서 김재입니다. 네, 반갑습니다. 오늘 이제 아침에 눈이 왔더라고요.
Looking as fresh as ever.
I think he's changed his hairstyle.
Yeah, a little bit.
Looks so much.
He's got the side part. I kind of got the side part going on
That's
too.
like the
you know.
like the trendy hairstyle.
Yeah.
You know, like the K-pop bands and all that. Too.
I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could do that too.
오늘 연애를 하기 전에 이렇게 목차가 쭉 올라가는 거를 봤습니다.
Yes, welcome
제가
to
뭐
everyone.
연애를 매번 같이 진행을 하고 있지만 새로운 방식이 항상 도입이 돼서
So yeah, I think this ball we're trying to do a little bit differently, you know. As you've seen in the beginning, we typically never previewed all the things that we'll be talking about in the ball, right? But you know, we wanted to change up the pace a little bit.
Well, that's not everything. But that's a lot of things.
Yeah, of course. That's not everything. So if you're disappointed that you didn't see something, don't be disappointed. We have a lot of exciting news for you today. So stick around. We have a lot more contents that might not have been mentioned in the table contest over there.
다양한
So.
얘기들이 좀 오고 가고 있지
I
않을까
did see someone
듭니다.
chat is saying that Jaehee's audio is
기대되는
a little
내용들이
lower.
어떤
So
것인지는
Dennis, if
there
you can
we
help
go.
us out.
거다라는 생각이
I think,
드니까
okay.
빨리 듣고 싶으시죠?
Yeah, there we go.
네. 자 그러면 앞으로
Start the
어떤
ball a little
이야기가
differently. Well, yeah, we
나올지
definitely
기대
did.
많이
We did.
됩니다.
We did.
Had a little,
2024년의 변화란 게 과연 무엇일까
start.
기대가
So
되고요.
yeah, overall theme,
팀의
just in case you
발표
haven't like
지금부터
you haven't seen the thing,
들어보도록
the patch
하겠습니다.
note in
큰
the
박수
beginning.
부탁드립니다.
It's the theme of this ball is what will be changing for 2024. What we'll be doing differently in 2024.
Right, and that's kind of why they showed it as like a patch note. It's kind of like the 2024 patch note.
네, 모험가 여러분 안녕하세요. 검은사막 총괄 PD 김재입니다. 다시 인사드리겠습니다.
Yes. All of you who have the little chair, if you got the little chair from the furniture vendor, make sure to hit X, do the little stand-up clap.
Oh yeah, you could do two different social actions while sitting in the chairs.
Yeah. Make sure
in case you didn't
if
notice.
you hit a button, you can like do a little stand-up clap. I know I saw a lot of you out in Calpheon over by the church. Was really cool seeing you guys all there.
아까 올 때 앞에서 저기 이렇게 소원 같은 거 써주신 거 보니까 많은 분들이 좀 강화 성공하게 해달라고 이제 적어주셨더라고요.
Yeah, as Vaha said, a lot of people are hanging out around the Calpheon church right now. So if you're looking for a place to watch the ball with some other people, go ahead and head over there.
바라겠습니다. 네. 오늘 연애는 좀 기존이랑 저희가 또 형식을 좀 바꿔봐서 예전보다 좀 더 떨리는 것 같은데 일단 기존 연애는 저희가 이제 만들어진 거를 가지고
When we were setting up, someone brought me a sheep.
오늘 연애는
Yeah, so just to reiterate
Well, yeah,
what
let's get
Jay
into it.
said, like something that we're trying differently as we mentioned. In the past, we try to announce something that's already developed or somewhat developed,
Yeah.
right? But this time around, we really want to focus, what we have and what we already have in the context in the world of Black Desert, right?
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has been coming up in some of like the late night talks. There's sort of been a revisiting of a lot of content in Black Desert. And so that's sort of a theme going into 2024 is like let's revisit a lot of things. Let's improve what we already have.
Right.
Yeah.
네, 검은 사막이 이제 늘 생각해온 원칙이자 가고자 하는 방향은 모험가 여러분들이 선택하는 그 모든 것들이 그 각자만의 각각의 답이기를 원했습니다. 검은 사막이 이제 9주년을 맞이했고 내년이면 이제 10주년이 됩니다. 그만큼 이제 검은 사막이 처음 생각과 마찬가지로 방향을 잘 이어왔는가에 대한 고민과 좀 반성도 많이 하게 되는데요. 지금도 이제 검은 사막도 아직 그 변해야 할 게 되게 많이 있지만 처음 검은 사막과 비교하면은 진짜 많이
Some people are asking what's there's people on every server right now hanging out in Calpheon. Like, just go ahead and head over there and you'll definitely find people.
수송이라는 시스템도 필요했고 뭐 NPC의 친밀도가 있고 NPC가 또 출퇴근하기도 하고 현실적인 부분들을 가득 채워가지고 몰입감을 좀 많이 높이려고 했었어요. 그때는 뭐 이제 텔레포트라는 개념은 생각하지도 못했고 이동을 이제 단축시키는
we're doing the overview right now.
과정이나
Jeez.
아니면
Okay.
구역 그다음에
We're just talking
말이나
about
방랑이 같은 그런 이동 수단들의 의미도 많이
overall like what
줄어들게 한다고
we
생각을
try to
했었어요.
focus on in the
근데 이제
past,
언제부턴가
and
저희
how we're
검은
gonna
사막에
change things
굉장히
up in the
많은
future.
변화가
Yeah.
있다는 거
So
뭔가 여러분들
yeah,
아실 텐데
I'll try to
특히 이제
fill in if
마그누스가
there's some
들어가면서
additional explanation that might
텔레포트라는 개념이
not
생겼고
fully
그러면서 이제
depicted on the
창고의 이동도
subtitle.
편해지고
So yeah, I'll
은하무게는
mention time to time.
없어지고 또 보물이라는 아이템이 생기면서
Thank you, Starzan.
내
I'm
노력의
still
결과가
brushing up on my
플레이의
Korean.
편의성으로 이어지는
Are you
Could be a little better.
Yeah,
패치들도
definitely
있었고요.
could be better.
Could
그런 것들처럼 이제 현실도
Wow,
검은
shots fired.
사막도 하나의 세상이기 때문에
That's why
점점
we
변해가야 하는 것
appreciate having
같습니다.
Starzan here.
Yeah, I mean, good to be back.
검은 사막은 지난 9년간 쉼없이 달려왔습니다.
So
매주
we're now
매주
talking about
하루하루
why do we need to
만들고
change?
고치고
Why do we need to
또
change what we do
만들고 또
in
고치고.
Black Desert right now?
인생이 자신을 완성시키는 그런 과정이듯이 게임 개발과 서비스도 마찬가지인 것 같습니다. 저희가 달려온 이 길이 고든 길이라고
squish in this black
생각하면서
experiment.
안만 보면
Let him
달려왔지만
Let him breathe.
막상 뒤돌아보면은 굽은 길일지도 모르겠습니다. 그래서 앞으로의 검은 사막은 더
I failed my pen
변화하려고
blaster
합니다.
yesterday, so.
앞으로 가야 할 방향이 이제 맞는지 지나온 길을 돌아보고 함께 달려온 동료 모험가님들과 더 많은 얘기를 나누고 걸어가고 싶습니다. 이 변화라는
I
거는
love you too,
항상
guys.
좀 두려운 일인
for
것
coming
같아요.
with us.
머리로
Yes,
알아도
hello, YouTube.
마음으로는
Hello,
좀
Twitch.
받아들이지 못할 때도 있고 또 마음으로는 공감을 해도 머리로는 이해 못하는 뭐 그런 경우도 있는 것 같습니다. 이 변화가 항상 결과가 좋다면은 뭐 이런 고민은 없을 수도 있겠지만 뭐 그렇지 않은 경우에는 뭐 다시 돌아가지 못할 수 있다는 거에 대한 뭐 두려움도 있고 그런 것 때문에 좀 소극적인 변화를 좀 그동안 해온 것 같아요. 그래서 결과적으로 그동안 이제 많은 것들이 이제 쌓였고 그래서 지금 이제 그것들을 정리를 해야 되는 그 시기가 온 것 같습니다. 그래서 오늘은 지금 지켜봐 주시는 모험가님들과 그리고 게임을 즐겨주시는 모험가님들의 응원을 등에 업고 이 두려움을 이겨내고 변화의 시작에 대해서 한 걸음 내딛고자 합니다. 물론 이제 한 번에 모든 걸 변화시키기는 좀 어려울 수 있어요. 그래도 하나씩 차근차근 변해가는 그 모습을 보여드리고 또 할 수 있는 것들부터 변해가면은 좀 이제 정리가 될 것 같아서 변화도 이제 중요하지만 이번에는 아마 정리하는 것도 굉장히 많을 것 같아요. 그래서 오늘은 저는 이제 모험가님들과 지난 날을 정리하고 변화하기 위한 2024년의 패치노트를 함께 좀 보려고 합니다. 일단 화면에 보이시는 게 이제 저희가 준비한 2024년 패치노트인데 자세히 각각 설명드리기에 앞서서 전체적으로 좀 어떤 내용들이 있는지
So the first
하나씩 좀
section
훑어볼게요.
we'll be talking about
먼저
is
지금 보이시는 것처럼
transportation
이제
or
검은
like
사막에는
slash like
이제 월드에서 이동과 관련된
like movement within the
내용들인데요.
world, right?
마그누스나 뭐 이런
So
들어가면서
we'll be talking
큰
about
이제
Magnus,
텔레포트라는 변화가
Black
있긴
Shrine,
했지만 그래도
Ataraxian,
여전히 이제
Desert
이동에
and
대한
the Ocean,
피로감이 높은 것 같아요. 그래서 이제
Akban and
마그누스
Histria,
이동 로딩을 한 번도 줄 예정이고
and also Dream
그다음에 이제
Horse.
검은 사막이나 검은 사당이나 아토락시온 같은 이제 컨텐츠에 텔레포트 개념을 추가해서 즉시 이동 기능을 추가해서
So,
편의성도 좀 높여보려고
Yeah,
하고요.
we'll also be talking about like we'll delve in more details point by point, but just
그리고 또
to
이제
reiterate
월드에서
what
어떤
we're saying,
컨텐츠를
we'll be
이용하기
implementing a
위해서
teleportation
이제
system
이동
for
편의성을 좀 높여서
Black
불필요한
Shrine,
동선들을 좀 최대한
and also
간소화시키려는 게 저희
minimizing
전체적인
the
이동에
teleportation
대한
for Magnus for
방향성입니다.
PC, for instance.
또
Yeah,
다음으로는
And also
이제
Ataraxian.
아이템
right, and
간소화.
Ataraxian.
인데요. 아이템은 이제
So
지금까지
second part
추가됐는데
is going to
이제
be
좀
the
덜어내야
item
하는
and
그런
simplification
시기인 것 같습니다. 특히 이제
and
블랙스톤
console,
같은 경우에는 종류가 너무 많고
combining some
강화 재료나 뭐
unnecessary
채굴물,
items. So
이벤트
this includes
인상,
Blackstone,
그런 여러
like the
방면에서
raw
아이템들을 좀
materials,
간소화했습니다.
seeds for breeding or
그래서 전체적으로
farming,
복잡함을 유발했던
party
아이템들
elixir,
중에서
crystals,
가방
quest
좀
items,
공간을
event
많이
seals,
Some event items.
yeah, and miscellaneous
쾌적하게
items.
플레이하시고 모험하시는
And
게 저희
we'll also
목표입니다.
talk about some life tools as well as
다음으로는
some items that need
컨텐츠
to be what is it, arranged together to be
우선
combined together.
가장
Yeah,
먼저
it's just
이제
there's a
컴퓨터
lot of
수익을
like as new
계산해서
content comes out, there's
Right.
a lot of complexity
전체적으로
in our
이제
game,
더
and so
강한
simplifying some
simple.
of that is going to be sort of
공방을
name of the game here.
가지고
So for
Right.
number
더
3,
높은
this is
수익을
sort
얻을
of
수
more
있게
content
조정을 할
oriented,
계획이고
sort of
퀄리티도
improving
높이고,
existing content.
발렌시아의
Correct.
데키아 사냥터도
So
추가했습니다.
this includes
또
like
이제
silver
사냥터
per hour
말고도
per grind
현재
spot,
검은
right? That's
사막의
something a lot of the
최고
adventurers
전쟁
really,
데보르카 액세서리를 좀 얻을
try to
수
min-max
있도록
some of us, right?
검은 사단과
We'll also be
피해자단을
talking about
리마스터해서
Ulukira, the new grind
도전적인
spot,
좀 요소를 더했습니다.
the Kia,
전체적으로는 이제
parentheses
기존
Valencia,
콘텐츠들의
so that's a
재미를
new thing, right?
완성도를 좀
Boss
끌어올리는
scrolls,
그런 작업들이
and
될 것
then
같고요. 그다음에는 이제 길드 관련 내용들이 있는데
we'll also be talking about guild related
전반적으로
things.
좀 변화가 있을 것
So
같아요.
this includes
길드 임무
a lot of
개선이나
new
길드
guild
레이드
improvements,
강화,
new
그리고
addition to
Ton of new
guilds.
guild
길드를
stuff,
알수
actually.
있는
This
뭐
includes
영역
like guild
시스템
titles, guild
개선,
hashtags,
이제
guild
길드원
notification,
성장을
guild
도와줄 수 있는
missions,
성장 지원
guild
시스템
raid,
등 추가할 거고요. 여기
like
이제
helping
당연히
new
거점전과
guild
전략전이나
members,
그다음에 저희가 준비하고 있는
and more. I
길드
didn't have
리뷰도
time to cover everything, but
빠질 수 없는
again,
변화라고
we'll
할수 있습니다.
delve into
Yeah, this is
more
just the
details.
overview
Yep.
right now.
Right, so hope you guys are excited for this. Yeah, and we'll also talk about Node War and Conquest War.
다음은 이제 의뢰 쪽의 정리인데요.
And then our last little thing that we're going to talk about is quests. There's a lot of questing in Black Desert, and a lot of quest-related content. So things like a search feature,
A lot of QLs.
other QOLs, also touching on a few things related to like the Jatina quests, getting those like pen accessories and stuff, help to make that more intuitive, more simpler for new players, and then also a renewal of the Serendia main quest line.
Right.
지금 말씀드린 내용 말고도 더 많은 내용 준비했으니까
Yeah, and aside from what we just
천천히
went over, there's a lot more different contents that we'll be talking
But that's
about.
kind of like the 2024 patch note,
Right.
like in a nutshell. Yeah. So first we're going to get into transportation. or travel. So some of you may know what this is. This is Abyss 1 Magnus. We only have a small slice of this in console right now, but for guys on PC, this is a piece of content that does allow you to kind of traverse between areas of Black Desert through the use of wells. And this is, again, potentially something that we can be getting in the future, this transport function.
Right.
That isn't out of the question or anything. But for now, we're looking to improve this function because right now you kind of jump into a well, there's a bit of a loading screen, you'll end up somewhere, there's a bit of a loading screen. And so instead of doing that, we're thinking of changing this to basically interacting with the well, and you can now select an area to go to directly, like you see on the screen. It minimizes a lot of the loading screens here, and then you can sort of just go directly to your destination rather than having to run through a bunch of
우물
extra
밑으로 막
steps.
팔 저으면서 뛰어내리고 직접 달려서 클릭하고 이 과정이 전혀 없이 그냥 바로 다른 지역으로 이동이 가능하게 되는 겁니까?
네, 맞습니다. 그래서 이동을 좀 간소화하는 작업이라고
Yeah.
보시면
So
될 것
this
같고,
definitely reduces
보시면은
overall
이제
time
눈치채시는
travel,
분들이
like in
있겠는데,
between
물루키타도
regions.
지금
Again,
기억이죠.
like some of you might have
그래서 통해서
mentioned in
방식으로
chat,
준비하겠습니다.
we don't have it yet, but it is something that we're looking to bring in as well in the
아이고,
future, right? Definitely,
진짜
it's
편해졌어요.
not out of question. So
마그누스는 이제
Yeah, and
지역
when we do
이동인데
eventually get a
컨텐츠를 위한
transport
이동들이
function,
있을
then
것
we'll
같아요.
have this nice updated,
대표적으로
renewed
검은
version of
사단이
it. Yeah.
있죠.
Mhm.
검은 사단.
So yeah.
Yeah, so the next part of this is going to be Black Shrine. So right now, if you go ahead and you want to do your Black Shrine boss rushes, when you go ahead and select your boss that you want to fight, then it'll just give you a navigation path to go there. So one of the things that we're looking to do is simplify traveling to these. So instead of having like a path going to it, it'll sort of be a queue system, like if you're going into RBF or something. So you can just go ahead and hit that, just queue directly into it, it'll transport you there, and you can go ahead and fight the boss directly.
Correct.
And then once you're done with your run, then you'll be instantly transported back.
Yeah. So as you can see on the UI, there's a new button below like that says enter to subjugate the boss, and if you click it, you can instantly teleport to the boss's location.
Yeah, which is really nice quality of life
Ver-
for doing
definitely-
those boss
definitely.
runs. Yeah.
Personally, I mean, you have to go to Land of Morning Light, and if you want to clear like Sangun or like Bari or something like that, that's like there all the way on the north of the map, right? So getting there is a hassle, to be honest, right? And now this will kind
Yeah,
of
no,
like
so now it's just teleport there, teleport back, exactly as like if you were queuing into Red Battlefield.
definitely,
Or something.
and also like just in case you guys have missed out, the Black Shrine reward was also buff last week, so
Yes, so make sure to do that. Okay, getting into the next thing, Ataraxian. So similarly, we're improving how Ataraxian works, so you can access it similarly to what we just talked about for Black Shrine. You'll be able to do that for Ataraxian dungeons as well. So instead of having to go to go into the cave specifically and like teleport in and stuff, you'll just be able to access it directly with your party through the UI and queue in, and then when you're done, then it'll just kick you back to exactly where you were before, which is really, really nice. So the next thing that we wanted to talk about is the desert. And when the desert was first introduced, in order to keep some of like the realism of it, there were a lot of complications with traversing in the desert. So there's like, you can't really see where you are on the map and all this kind of stuff. You can get compass and things, but often you can't like see pings, or like there's a lot of restrictions for navigation in the desert, and that's one of the things that we want to improve moving into 2024. So now we're looking to this is a lot of Korean, so I'm trying to keep up with it. Okay, yeah. So now, as long as you have a compass on you, that's not just the treasure piece compass, that's any compass, you'll be able to see yourself directly on the map, and you'll be able to see pings and locations in the desert. So this is going to be super useful, especially in Node War. If you're in Node War in Valencia, as long as you have that compass on you, you'll be able to see pings on the map, which will help you navigate through there a lot easier. Which is a really, really nice change, especially for a Node War situation. Yeah, so navigation guide is now going to be available for deep sea like Margoria area. Similarly to the desert, before you were not able to like set pings or pass or really see where you were. And similarly to the desert, we're looking to improve that so that as long as you have the required items, you can see exactly where you are. And then also, if you are doing like bartering out to Margoria's star, you're going to just be able to see directly what actually that barter is.
Right.
So you won't have to like traverse all the way there just to see it. Or I mean, you'll see it in your barter window, but
So nice
you'll be able
yeah.
to see it directly on the map, and it'll be a lot easier to check.
괴롭히는 사막을 떠돌게 하는 아크만과 히스테리아 페어입니다. 아크만과 히스테리아 페어를 찾아서
And so we're also looking at improving how you get into Akhman and Histria. You may know there's a bunch of portals in the desert, and those portals can send you to either Akhman or Histria. Now both of those are going to have designated entrances, so you won't have to guess or do the quest line to be able to tell which is which. Both of those zones are going to have an exact place that you go to get into, just to simplify going there.
I remember the times where you had to travel like 30 minutes to find history. It's like good old times, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that they're tier spots, right? But now they're going to be very easily differentiated. It's going to be a lot easier to know which one you're going to, and you can just go directly to the one that you want to. Much easier.
이렇게 이제 검은 사막에서 이동은 굉장히 중요하다고 생각하고 또 다양한 방법이 있는데 이동 수단의 말이 게임의 이제 필수 요소이자.
So we're talking about horses now, right?
Yep.
So you may remember back during Festa. Or maybe we shouldn't get into that yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, when Black Desert first launched, I think one of the first mounts that you ever got was like a donkey. I don't think you even got a horse.
Yeah.
So things have changed a lot, and during Festa, you know, we gave Dream Horse to everyone who was logging in at the time. So from now on, we're going to be providing one Dream Horse to every player.
Not as an event like last time.
Not as an event.
This is
It's
going
just
to be a permanent
that's going to be a
change.
standard thing. One
Right.
Dream Horse.
For
Again,
any-
the same thing as usual. It's like you can't market it like it's tied to your account. Blah blah blah. The whole deal. And the selection for this is going to be very similar to the way that it worked with Festa. So you'll be able to choose the horse that you want, or you can pick the mythical sensors. And for everyone who received it during Festa, you will of course be getting this as well. So everyone currently playing gets another one.
Now the 5 or 10.
And it's exactly the same choice. So if you want to go ahead and hit that T10 attempt instead, you can pick the sensors, or let's say you picked up a Doom with the Festa horse, and you can go and pick up an Arduinot or a Dine. So yeah, one more of those horses is going to be released to everyone in the game, and for everyone new coming in, they're going to go ahead and get that horse from the get-go.
Right. So if you had any friends, you know, they can get a new horse right off the
If
bat.
you have any friends, you had to lead with that.
No, I mean, if you have any friends who want to play Black Desert, right? I'm sure everyone has friends,
사막에 있어서
right?
기회를 받았거든요.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I am your friend.
그리고 이제 뭐
You just bought one yesterday? Well, you can get the mythical sensors. Free tap.
Yeah, let's go.
Free tap.
Yeah. Yeah. So mythical
Baja's
sensor.
calling you
저걸로
out
바뀌어야
now.
되는 건가요?
So
You
yeah.
know, yeah.
이동 관련 얘기는
Okay, I think we're getting into the next section, right?
말씀드리는 내용
So I
외에도
think did you mention the dates?
피로감을 주는 좀 불필요한
Oh,
탄소입니다.
Yeah, so for global region, that's going to be on the 20th, and for us on console, that's going to be on the 27th. So next patch, 27th, you can go ahead and pick up that next Dream Horse.
Let's go.
Are we moving on to next section?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So the next section that we kind of want to talk about here is unification and simplification of a lot of different things.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Now we're going into the next section. Sorry.
We're going to the next section. Unification, simplification of a lot of different things. You may know, like, if you started out within the past year and a half to 2 years, I guess, there's infinite items in this game.
There's a lot of
There's a
items.
lot of items in this game. There's a lot of stuff in this game. And one of the goals for 2024 is to streamline a lot of this, not just for the new player learning, but for the long-term player to be able to have just like a bit more quality of life, not have to deal with like tons of random items, and some more quality of life for using those items as well. So the first thing that we want to talk about is black stones.
Oh, that's a lot of black stones.
As you can see here, there's a few black stones in this game, and this gets really confusing, especially for new players, and for you guys. Yeah. So what we're looking to do is essentially combine the armor and the weapon black stones into just one single black stone. For the ship's black stones, just combine it. For the force enhanced stuff, combine it. For the season materials, all three of those, combine them. So now you're going to be looking at just way less items that you have to deal with. So that means like armor and weapon blackstones. That means sharps and hards. That means all this stuff. Just bring it down to one stone. Don't got to worry about it.
So I think that's about like 4 to 5. Down from what, 30, 25, 30,
yeah,
something
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
No, it's a drastic reduce in just the amount of items here. So next we want to talk about some other like primary materials. So this is just like items out in the world. So the first that we kind of want to cover is like different types of meat. So if you're a life skiller and you go and you butcher a lot of different animals for a lot of different recipes or whatnot, one of the things that we want to do is simplify that sort of aspect of the game. I don't know if I'm getting ahead of this or not.
A little bit.
Oh, okay, I'm a little bit ahead of it. Sorry, guys, sneak peek. Okay, so yes, we're simplifying items. Oh, here we go. So different types of meat, like pig, wolf meat, we're just going to simplify it. It's just going to be raw meat. So you know how there were like meat groupings and stuff like that. We're just going to simplify it. Same thing with fruits. We're just, boom, it's just one fruit. So this could be great. You don't have to plant that very specific seed for your horse taps anymore. As well as a bunch of other sort of trace items. They're just kind of all going to get condensed into one item, one byproduct. So that's a lot easier for recipes. It's a lot easier for your inventory. It's a lot easier to know which one you need.
This also includes for the trace items as well, and some other like alchemy stuff, the blood.
Here we go, all the bloods. We're just gonna go ahead and like. There's a lot of these that were already in blood groups, but now it's just gonna be one item.
Right. So yeah, it's much less complicated than before. Definitely more easier to. I mean, like some of the guru alchemists probably already memorized all the recipe and all that, but for me, like I'm still like at master since very hard to get to guru. But anyways, it's much easier for people like with less alchemy experience or cooking experience and whatnot, right?
Yeah, so as Jay was saying, lots of secondary, tertiary materials going to be simplified. It's going to be awesome.
We'll still like maintain some of the symbolic items, like that has some kind of meaning. So don't be like too concerned about this item is gonna go away or what. We'll make sure to review everything carefully and only like.
Someone says the market's gonna get wrecked. We're gonna be pretty careful about this. Like there's gonna be lots of heads up, and you'll know what's gonna happen. So the next thing we want to talk about, this is gonna be great for the farmers out there, is seeds. So you know how normally there's like a normal, high quality, and special seeds, different grades. We're going to just remove different grades of seeds. It's just gonna be one seed for each type of crop, which is going to be a lot nicer for you if you're trying to sort your seeds and plant them and get rid of the, let's say, lower quality ones.
It was really like difficult, but yeah.
So they're going to be classified as normal, high quality, or special upon harvesting rather than upon planting. And I think we're just going to provide more information on exactly how that system is going to work a little bit later. But now it's going to sort of come down to when you harvest rather than when you plant.
Right.
So that you can just, spam plant and not have to worry about what seeds are in your inventory. And Seeds are going to be stackable,
Let's
guys.
go.
Stackable seeds, finally.
Yes.
So again, this has been something that's kind of been a long time coming. Like people have been asking about this for a long time. But this is sort of a new system that has to be created for this. So it's taken a lot of time to conceptualize, and it is going to take, again, a little bit more time before we can reveal exactly how this system is going to work. But stackable seeds, guys.
Finally.
You don't have to like on your farming you don't have to like get a bunch of extra inventory just to get seeds. Okay, elixirs, guys, elixirs. I know some of you are at Olin's popping like 30 elixirs. So we're consolidating party elixirs into just general elixirs. The way that this is going to work is just any elixir that you use is going to be applied to your whole party, and it's going to last for 15 minutes. So no more party elixir and solo elixir. It's just nope. You pop it, your whole party gets it. Hell yeah, Omega elixir. Yes, yes, Blasian, Omega elixir. We're also looking to consolidate even further and simplify sort of the variety of elixirs, so that instead of having to, you know, go through that whole crazy buffing routine, or you know, you got to set up your fairy to like pop all of them. Maybe moving to a system where you really only have to worry about a few elixirs that you have to pop, rather than having to worry about the timers for like 20 of them.
그리고 또 복잡한 게 있죠. 수정도 정리하겠습니다. 수정이 오픈부터
yes, crystals. So we're also going to start consolidating lower tier crystals. So some of these like green crystals that you never really think about, a lot of these are just completely fallen out of use. And so one of the things that we want to do to kind of like improve this whole crystal system is to consolidate all these lower tier crystals into something that's actually like maybe still useful, or promote them into an area where, you know, they actually get proper use. And one of those things is going to be energy.
상위 수정을
I just want to just go back a little bit and then just make sure, you know, like I saw some crystals about like alchemy, profit, and plummeting or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
We're definitely going to be taking consideration of you know, the market price and all that. So, you know,
we're not trying to kill alchemy here. We're just trying to make it simpler.
I don't think you have to worry too much about it. But yeah, for crystal, you know, consolidation.
Also, I see you, Kobe. Thank you. Appreciate it. So yeah, crystals.
So life and vital crystals.
Yes, so you may know the life and vital crystals. There's like, you get ones for hunting and you get ones for gathering and blah blah blah. Those are all going to get consolidated, so it's just going to be a life crystal and a vital crystal, and it's going to increase either your EXP or your mastery of any life skill.
So no more differentiation between like cooking, alchemy, training, all consolidated.
And I know a lot of people on console have not been using these crystals that much, just because they are really rare on our build, but now that you don't have to like spec into a very specific one, I think that they're going to get a lot more use and be a lot nicer. So items left over from like quests, we're also going to try and minimize this. So one of the ways that we're going to do this is that some are just going to be auto removed after the quest is completed if you really don't need it anymore. And then one of the other things that we're thinking about is that we're going to, like some of the quest items that you get as like mementos or whatnot, we're going to make these sellable to NPCs, so that if you want them as mementos, you can keep them. If you don't, you just go ahead and, you know, toss them off to an NPC. They don't have to sit in storage anywhere, or you don't have to, you know, delete them or whatever.
You'll be able to, you know, Tooltip will kind of explain out whether it's like salad or it's like a quest item that you don't no longer need, or that's
exactly. Looks like I get a little bit ahead of it again. But yeah, this is going to be really nice. You know, you get a lot of sort of quest items, or like when you complete a region or whatever, sometimes you get something. And they're nice to just like kind of stack up in your storage and be like, oh yeah, I did this. But for those who aren't that, for those people who aren't as like nostalgic about that, then just go ahead, toss them to NPCs.
Right.
아직 정리할 게 좀 더 남아 있습니다. 네, 정리할 게 저희가 워낙 많아서.
Yeah, there's a lot to still go over. There's a lot to simplify and change up.
국기모험가분들에게 가장 큰 진입 장벽이었던 이벤트 인장류
So the
아이템 다
next one that,
없애겠습니다.
you know, had a lot of
이게 이제 다
you
없애는
know,
대신에
a lot of
이거를
returning
좀
users
시스템으로
had
바꿔서
Yeah.
좀
difficulty
제공을
was
해드릴까
So
하는데
event seals. So
가장 이제
you
아이템
you show up for an
중에
event, you
되게
get like a
많은
petal
비중을
or a
차지하는
snowflake
아이템
or
중에
something.
하나였어요. 이제 각종 인장,
And
무슨 인장,
it's always like a
되게
tangible
많잖아요.
item that you
그래서
get
이제
through
앞으로
challenge
인장은
rewards,
별도
and then
UI를
you end up
통해서
using some of them, or maybe you
수량을 좀
forget to exchange
확인하시고
them, and
그다음에
you
또
just,
그
they kind of
UI를
sit
통해서
around. And
즉시 교환하실
so
수
the way
있게
that we're going to
바꿀
work with
거고,
this is
가방에서는
instead of having them
아이템이 다
be
삭제될
these like
거니까
tangible
보이지
items
않는
that sit
무형의
and like
아이템이
take up
UI에
space,
이제
we're gonna
저장되는
turn them
그런
into
형태로
basically
이벤트가
kind of like a
진행이 될
point
거예요.
system
그래서
that goes into a
이벤트
specialized
인장률은 이제
event
앞으로
UI.
업데이트하면서
And
숫자
so
좀 이제
instead of them,
개수를 좀
being in your
줄여나갈
inventory or
거고,
in storage,
이제
you can just
인장
kind of have
보시면은
these in this
용도와 구성이
specialized
되게
UI
다
like this,
다르잖아요.
and you can
그래서
just go ahead
이거를
and
어디 가서 뭘
exchange
바꿔야
directly.
되는지
So one of the
이런
other
것들에
ways
대한
that this
어려움도
helps
있으실
simplify
것 같아요.
things is instead of
지금
having to go
보시는
to like a
화면이 이제
specific
새로
NPC in
변경되는
Velia
인장
or a specific
UI인데
NPC in
이게
Shaka
가방에 존재하는
or,
아이템이 아니라
yes, go into
이
Shaka
화면에만
2 for your
존재하는
Shaka 2
아이템이에요.
seals or
그래서
something.
가방에 이 아이템들이
You can just
없습니다,
go ahead and
실제로는.
pull up this window, and if you have
원하시는
the
인장을
certain
누르고
number of seals,
바로
certain number of points,
누르시면은
then you can just
네,
go ahead and
교환하실 수
pull
있고,
things directly
이게
out
또
of this
어떤 인장은
UI.
뭐 샤카토한테 가야 되고
So no
어떤
more
인장은
seals
뭐 금은땅
in your
가야 되고
inventory.
뭐 벨리아 가야 되고
Yeah, you
하이델
still get the
가야 되고
seals.
이런
They're just not in your
필요가 없이
inventory.
Right.
UI
Yeah.
안에서 다
Which is going to be
교환하실 수
nice,
있게
and it's going to be
그렇게
nice just to not
개선하겠습니다.
have them like sit up of like taking space in your inventory of like, oh, when's this event going to come back around? I want to use these. No, just go ahead,
네,
use them in the
인장은
UI.
많은 분들의
and,
가방 정리에
they'll be there when
굉장히
you need
큰
'em.
도움이 될 것 같습니다. 그래서 깔끔한 가방 관리 하실 수 있을 것 같고요.
Much
그거
cleaner
말고도 이제
inventory.
생활 도구나 뭐 보석 액세서리류, 뭐 말이나 마차에 되게 오래된 낮은
So,
등급 장비들, 토템,
couple other
뭐
items.
계량성 막 이런 되게 의미가 없어진 아이템들도 다
This is kind of
제거하거나
a more
아니면은
miscellaneous
뭐
category of
구할 수 없게
other
하고
items.
아니면 대체할 수 있는 좀
So
사용 가능한
some
아이템으로
items that have
만들어서
become
좀 정리를 할
completely
건데
obsolete, like let's say
이게
like
좀
low
하나만
grade
예를
life
들어서 좀
tools or
설명을
whatnot.
해드리면은
We're
호미
looking to
아이템을 좀
remove a
예를
lot of
들어볼게요.
these items that really
호미를
just
좀
aren't necessary
보시면은
that
저희가
no one
호미가 이렇게 많이
uses.
있습니다. 날고놈이, 행운의 호미, 청동호미, 행운의
So that
청동호미,
in
강철호미,
favor
행운의
of
강철호미,
the
강철
more
인간.
useful items,
네.
just go ahead and
이거 다
streamline
없애겠습니다.
people into getting those
그래서 이제
directly.
결과적으로 저희가 기존에 마력이 깃든 호미라는 아이템 하나 있잖아요. 그거 하나를 그냥 호미로 이름을
So
바꿔서
all of the different
유지하고
like hoe
나머지는 다
tools or
없애겠습니다.
any type of tool is
물론
just
이제
going to
숙련도용
become
아이템
one
이제
singular
로기아, 도스트,
magical
바너스
tool.
이 호미들은
So
이제
all the
주의가 될
hoes,
거고요.
they're just going to be one magical hoe.
Except
all the-
for
그래서 좀 오래된
for
아이템들, 낡은 아이템들,
Logia,
그리고 가방칸 많이
Duster,
차지하는
and Menos,
아이템들을 각각
which will
좀
be
많이
their own
최대한
things.
정리를
Obviously,
하나씩
you know,
차근차근
we know that you
해서
guys worked hard for
거고요.
those.
그다음에
We're not
이제
removing
생활에
those.
대한 큰 변화도 있습니다.
But you know, there's like
생활
all the vendor
레벨을
ones and all this stuff, just a bunch of
감원
different grades.
어,
Nope, just one magical. Oh, and that's right. We're going to merge life skill levels on a
아, 이건
family
정말
basis.
예,
Which
오랫동안
means
검은 사막
that
즐기신
yes,
우리
so all the
뭔가님들한테
life skill
좋은
levels
소식이네요.
of all of your family is going to get merged into one, and any character will have access to that life
이게
skill
뭐
level.
Right.
여러 채집 장소에서 이제 캐릭터를 각각
Yeah,
배치해서
so you normally had like a life skill for
사실
each
채집
character had
같은
its own life
채집인데 이제
skill.
Yeah.
채집
You
레벨이
use
공유되지 않아서
specific
좀
one for fishing.
Or you
use
like
for
stacked on one
찜찜하지.
character, like
Yeah.
this is my
사냥하다가
metal
뭐 채집을 해야
character.
될 일이 생기거나
But yeah, you
다른
Now
뭐
you'll just have a
여러
metal
가지 생활을
family
동시에 해야
on
될 일이
every
생길 때
character.
굉장히
all
좀
characters
불편하셨을
can
거예요.
efficiently
그래서
gather,
한 캐릭터로 특히
or
이제
cook
모든
or,
생활하시는 분들이나 아니면 여러
imperial delivery,
생활하시는 분들이
whatnot. So
굉장히 이렇게 불편하셨을 건데 생활 이제 가문
Which is
단위로
gonna be really nice,
통합을
especially
해서
sometimes
이런
you need to
불편함
like
없게
process
해드리겠습니다.
something on like your main instead of your
물론
alt
이제
or something.
생활 레벨을 가문 단위로
and it's
통합하면은
like
뭐 이미
keep
도입
failing.
50 찍으신
Right.
분들도 계실 텐데
So like even if
그분들을
you're like
위해서 그
you reach
윗단계
through 250, right, and
레벨을
you no
좀
longer have
추가를
like
하려고
way to go
생각하고
up.
있습니다.
You know, we're also thinking of ways to
여기에
expand that
이제
group
생활
50.
레벨이
So
가문
look
Mhm.
forward to that as
Yeah,
well.
so yeah, let's say that you're grew 50 cooking and like you have other cooking XP on like other characters or something.
또 가문
We're looking
단위로
for ways
통합하겠습니다.
to increase that cap or
또
find,
이제 아마
you know, for the
생활
guys who kind of are
캐릭터마다
maxed
도구들이
out,
이렇게 나와서
find some
지금 뭐
more
리아나의 채집
enjoyable
가방이
way
있는데
to raise that
이
level even
기능이
higher.
약간 가문 단위로
Talk about the
업그레이드
tool as
된다고
well.
생각을 하시면 될 것 같아요.
Oh,
네. 그래서 한번 여기다 도구를 세팅하시면 어떤 캐릭터로
oh yes, life skill gear
접속하시든지
is going to be
그
applied
세팅한
on a
도구를
family
이용해서
basis
As well.
now.
채집이나 아니면
So
생활하실 수
any
있게
character in the
이렇게
family,
변경하겠습니다.
you may remember when we like
그리고 이제 이거 하면서
we brought you like
지난번에
the
이제 개발하겠다고
multi-tool
말씀드렸던
idea for life skilling, so it's kind of like that, but we're doing it as like family wide now.
Yeah, so it's
So-
like
좀
Liana's gathering
그래도
tool,
기다려주셔서 감사합니다.
like upgraded version.
Exactly.
그리고 다음
Which is going to be again really convenient, really nice.
조합을 위한 가방이 추가됩니다.
Next
Mhm.
is
Yes, assembly inventory. You know, we've been seeing this on console a lot. Moving stuff around in your inventory to combine like scrolls or whatever can be a bit tedious. So we're looking to implement sort of a new inventory way to do this, to do the arrangement in this new separate inventory. I don't want to get ahead of this.
there might be a little bit buffering in the stream. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking
looking into it.
to resolve the little buffering thing real quick. Yeah, sorry guys. We're looking to resolve this. Yeah, so this new little inventory thing is going to come out for any items that need arrangement, like scrolls or I guess like your pot pieces and stuff. And that's going to help get this stuff out of your out of your main inventory.
Yeah. So this is a separate inventory, so you can even use it when you're like moving or
Mhm.
know,
Oh,
traveling.
and here we go. So things like ancient relic crystal shards and other scroll pieces are also, like the farming seeds, going to become stackable in your inventory. So no more sitting there, you know, come back to your fishing character after a long night and it's just full of shards in one slot. No, they're going to stack now, just like they do in the marketplace, and they won't take up your entire inventory. And that's part of why that extra inventory for combining is going to be necessary.
All right, let's talk about contents next.
Yes,
And,
let's.
the first thing is grind spot, right? Monster zone and bosses. Like we understand a lot of the adventurers, really care about silver profit per hour, right?
I do.
So we wanted to make sure that if you had enough gear score, we wanted to reflect the silver per hour to reflect your gear score, right? If you had enough gear, you should get better rewards, right? So as you can see on the chart, the screen, we looked at average silver per hour for grind spots, and then we also looked at the maximum amount of silver that you could get from the grind spot. So you can see the top is like the Kia Thornwood for PC, and then the new Ulukita spot. Right? As you can see, like all the top spots that require a lot of gear, right? When I say a lot of gear, it's like 310 plus AP, right? A lot of accuracy. But it might not reflect silver per hour, like silver per hour profit might not be, ideal, right? It might be lower than what you would expect for a high-end grind spot. So, so we're looking into definitely improving these high-end grind spot, including the Kia spot, and not only Thornwood, but other Kia spot as well. So like I think we're trying to look into three major points when we're looking into improving these spots, right? So first, again, is to increase the high-end spot to fit its requirement, make it towards the grinding. Second one is like spots like the underground Calpheon, where there are certain soft cap to your AP that's applied to the grind spot. So we're gonna look into like adjusting this so that you can have better silver per outfit, right, by grinding. So we're talking about Ulukita a little bit. We received a lot of feedback that it's not as enjoyable as maybe some of the other grind spots. So we're gonna make sure that we're gonna improve the spot so it's more enjoyable to grind there, right? So add some different gimmicks. Rather than make it complicated, we just want to make it fun, right? So we're definitely gonna try to look into how we can improve this. Also, and then with this changes, we're also looking into improving the drop rate for rare items for these spots. So next, we're also looking into new spots, right? On some of the unused spots in the past, like the Valencia grind spots, as you can see, Istria, Akman, Pilaku, and Sulfur. So we're looking into adding these spots as the next grind spots, and these spots have their really rare drops, like the treasure
검은
pieces,
사막에
right?
이제
So
굉장히 많은
we're gonna improve the
우두머리들이
silver
있는데
profit even with
일단
those
소환서 방식의
you know,
우두머리들을 일단
existing
다
spots.
정리를
So
하겠습니다. 그래서 기존에
so next
사용되던
is
이제
we're going to
우두머리
be
소환서
deleting
삭제하고
the boss
이제
scrolls.
사용하시던지 아니면
Okay, you
No.
can't just say we're deleting them.
좀 준비를
We're
하고요.
we're improving how you summon
여기서
bosses.
얻을
No,
수 있는
it'll be
이제
removed.
방어
Okay,
Summon scroll bosses will
Yes.
be
기타
removed.
재료들은
So you know, like
편할 수
if
있게
you have those
방법들을 좀
summon
하고
scrolls,
있습니다.
you can still use it, but
잠깐
and you can
설명드릴 수
we'll make it sure
있을 것
that you can also
그리고
sell it.
다음으로
So,
검은 사당에
you know,
8단계, 9단계, 10단계가 추가됩니다.
So next we'll be talking about Black Shrine, and then yeah, of course we'll be adding the next calamity levels 8, 9, 10. You know, so currently if you defeat a calamity 7 level boss, you get a special world buff like for your entire server, right? We'll keep that as is, but we're gonna change up a little bit for 8, 9, 10, and instead of calling it like calamity 8, 9, 10 level, we're just gonna make it into easy, you know, intermediate, and difficult difficulties, challenges.
That doesn't mean that easy is easy though.
No. So those are, it's relatively easier than the other two.
Yeah, sure.
So these levels, what's interesting is that you'll be using your gear, your own gear, to challenge these.
It's not
new
like
levels.
yeah, it's not tied to the light orbs.
Right.
It's
So
your own gear.
you need to also have a minimum sheet AP in order to challenge these bosses. So that would be like 300 AP, 310 AP, 320 AP respectively for those three difficulties.
And you have to meet that requirement before you can challenge it.
right.
And part of
So-
the reason why you have to meet that is because of the rewards here.
Right. So, you know, like these difficult, you know, levels will give you also good rewards. So you will be able to also get Deboreka accessories along with some other high tier rewards. So we're also thinking about adding some lower difficulties as well. So 5 to 10 challenge level. So these are going to be a little bit special. So where you can also get like a color title or like a effect that surrounds your body. So look forward to that. Next thing we're gonna be talking about is Blood of Altar.
Altar of Blood.
Altar of Blood remake. So it used to be like a Black Shrine is like a solo content, but you know, a lot of the adventurers have provided feedback whether they wanted the group content, right? So this is going to be one of those group content, and similar to the new Black Shrine challenges, it will be divided into 3 difficulties, and also it will also require some minimum APs in order to enter or challenge the Altar of Blood. So it's going to be similar to previous Altar of Blood, where it's tower defense like, right? But rather than just having a mob Zerg into like the middle, right, we're gonna add different gimmicks, different bosses. So it's you need more strategy going into it. So I think it will be much more enjoyable, much more thought process goes into it, right? So and then we'll also make sure to provide better rewards than previously. Per each levels, and especially like the highest level, you'll be also have chance to obtain Deboreka accessory like similar to Black Shrine. Even if you fail the challenge, you'll still get like better rewards than lower tiers. So I don't think you'll be too discouraged to try it out. And a lot of adventurers might wonder why we're adding Deboreka accessories to these high like the Black Shrine or Altar of Blood content, but it requires a lot of time to acquire Deboreka just by grinding, right? So like Ash of Force or Crypto Resting Thought, it takes a lot of time to get one. But previously we thought this was the right approach, but as it's harder to obtain, it's more rare, right? But right now we think that just mindlessly spending long hours to grind would not be the only avenue to acquire this rare item. So we wanted to provide this accessory in a different line of contents. So this is only the start, and then we'll try to definitely improve the ways, about how you can obtain accessory like Deboreka, right?
I did just see someone in chat say like, "Hey, can you provide which of this is console, which of this is PC?" We're just gonna run through exactly how it's presented here, and then we're gonna kind of do a little recap after of like everything that's like more pertained to console, so you can get a better idea. But pretty much everything that you're seeing here is like it's in the pipeline. Like consider it to be something that we're thinking about for a console as well.
Right, and as the subtitle just showed, we'll be making so that Deboreka accessory will be dropped as a whole, as a final unit, like a complete item, rather than having to like combine it to separate like lower tier items into one, right? So that applies to Tungrad and Dawn earrings as well. Next, we're planning to remove general trading, only leaving out the process trading. And this is temporary. It's not a permanent removal. This is we're looking into improving, the system a little bit more. There's a lot of for the existing trading items, by having those trading items in the inventory, there is a lot of discomfort, right? You are not able to use chat tagging or whatnot. So I think by temporarily removing this trading system, this will try to ease up those situations where you might run into.
저희가 뭐 생활 경험치도 사실 무역 때문에 못 하는 것도 굉장히 많아요. 생활 경험치 이벤트 하면 항상 무역이 빠지잖아요. 그것도 저희가 굉장히 무역이 저희한테도 좀 족쇄가 됐던 것 같아요. 그래서 무역을 포기한다기보다는
So we're not giving up on trading or anything like that. But we're going to work on existing contents and revisit trading in the future, to better improve the system.
서비스가 이제 저희가 지속되면서 새로운
next, we'll be talking about there has been a lot of systems and a lot of different items. There's a lot of things that we need to pay attention to as the game service went on. So things such as crystals, right? Crystal, we don't have this yet, but lifestone and artifacts, skill preset. Those are, could be a lot of,
well,
it's a little complicated, right?
Right, you gotta set them all individually.
So what we'll be doing is coming up with overall preset for all these functions. So as you can see on the screen, there's going to be crystal presets, skill presets, add-ons, all different presets. This also includes pet, your pet configuration, your fairy configuration. So we'll have this all in one unified preset. So this will be a lot of it can be used for life skill, PvE, whatnot, PvP. So with the ease of a button, you can easily access all these different presets. Next, we want to talk about enhancement. In conclusion, we'll make it so that you gain one fail stack if you fail using Cronstone.
Yeah, this is pretty big actually. So right now, obviously, if you use Cronstones, your stack doesn't increase. Now, every time if you hit a failure with Cronstones, it's going to increase your stack by 1.
Basically.
For every.
So it's a very demotivating, right? Sometimes when you fail using Cronstone and you get nothing out of it, but we understand this might not be like a whole, it will not solve everything, will give a lot of consolation or whatnot, but definitely I think...
and for all you guys saying, oh wow, it's only +1, come on guys, your stack is actually increasing though. Think about it, like if you're sitting there tapping, like if you're really unlucky and you're tapping that black star and your stack doesn't change at all, now it's going to change. Now it's going to improve.
We have received feedbacks about enhancement system needing change and needing guaranteed enhancement and things like that. We are very little careful on this approach, and it's so difficult to come with an immediate solution. But we hope that so we understand this could be like a big hurdle for newer players and all that. So we're also trying to come up with some, easier to understand guide into the enhancement system. And also we'll continue to improve on the enhancement system. We're not going to give up. We'll see how we can better improve our enhancement system and make it more accessible for a lot of
this is just one change, continuing to improve it. Yep. Guys, you got to put this into perspective. You're talking about the top level of enhancing with crons.
그런 가이드 부분들 이런 것들을 더 보강을 해보겠습니다.
Sometimes you gotta use crons on some lower stuff, and it's nice to have some stacks there.
좋은 방법이 있는지 좀 찾아보겠습니다.
Again, we'll continue to improve, try to come up with different solutions as well. You know, always looking for our system to improve. So, you know, we'll welcome all the feedbacks and suggestions you all have.
Okay,
네, 다음으로 이제 길드
So,
이야기를 드릴
next thing that we want to talk
길드에도
about
굉장히
is
많은
guilds.
가져갑니다.
So we have actually a
길드
ton of
칭호를
things that we want to talk about.
길드명 앞에
guild
이제
related.
붙이는 하나의
Um,
형용사라고 보시면 될것
This is,
같은데요.
I would say personally, like this is kind of like a guild renewal. It's kind of like an entirely different
그 칭호가
system.
길드명
So
앞에
one of the
붙이는
first things that
어떤
we want to
형태가
talk about
뭐
here
길드 내에 이제
is
항해
guild
레벨이
titles.
선장님들이 모여
So
계시면은 항해 레벨과 관련된 칭호, 뭐
when you
공유를
achieve
가지고
like
가보다
certain
보면
objectives
뭐 보물에
with your
관련된
guild,
길드 칭호가
you're gonna
추가되는
get like
방식이고,
different titles
뭐
applied
길드
to your
이름이 예를
guild.
들어서 뭐
So like
흑장이라는
let's say
길드가
you do
있다면은
a bunch of sailing related
항해 관련 칭호가
activities
붙으면 뭐
when your guild
바다를
members have
가는
high
흑장
levels of
길드 이런
sailing,
식으로 되는 거죠.
then your guild will
예를
kind of
들어서
get its
친절한
own
흑장 같은
like
경우에는 뭐
label of
길드
like,
내
hey, this is a sailing
추천,
guild.
Right.
And so it's just another better way to sort of differentiate how, you know, what kind of content these guilds are related in, and it's easier for new players or people who are guild shopping to know
Right.
sort of like what they're getting into.
So a very unique way of, you know, representing your guild. You know, what kind of guild you're trying to be. You know, a lot of have attention to focus on. So
And I believe it applies directly to that guild,
right.
To your guild name. So it's like sailing guild.
Yep. Obviously, there's going details about how to obtain titles and all that. Will, you know, we'll provide more information in the future. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very unique and way to represent your guild.
I can already see sailing Margaret pirates.
Something like that, yeah.
그래서 아 내가 잘못 이해했으니까 입 다물고 있어야지라고 있었거든요. 그래서 잘 이해를 못한 게 맞구나라고.
All right, you got to translate this.
네, 일단 다음으로
You can't be as excited as he can.
길드에 해시태그를 추가할 계획입니다. 이제 뭐
Yep.
예를
Guild hashtag.
들면은 뭐 수다스러운 상냥.
Oh yes, so guild hashtags. So when similarly to how there's like hashtags when you search for grind spots, we're gonna do something similar for guilds, so that you can set them up sort of in your recruitment process, and it'll be a lot easier for people to know when they're guild shopping or, you know, whatever, to know sort of what your guild is actually about and what content you do. And so you can set hashtags to represent it, and then people will be able to search directly by those hashtags, which is going to be just another way to filter. You know, before we had sort of 4 different categories, and this is going to be just more filtering for people to be able to search for guilds.
단체 알림 기능을 추가하겠습니다. 그래서 길드 대장님이나 부대장님, 길드
Next, we're going to get into guild alerts.
그래서 이제 뭐
So we're working on this function here that's going to allow officers to send out like alerts to the guild. So this isn't the same as like a guild message. This will be something where if you open up the guild window, it'll sort of show up those alerts. And so an officer could say something like, hey, don't forget to come to this, you know, at 9 p.m. tomorrow or something. And anytime that you open up the guild window, then you can sort of see that alert and get informed on what your guild is doing, just in case, like, if you missed the guild message earlier, you weren't logged in or whatnot. It's just an easier way for you to know what exactly is going on when. And we're trying to improve that, you know, there's like sort of a little memo pad sometimes. We're looking to improve how that works with different like text coloring and stuff.
Guild mission.
So guild missions, we're going to kind of change exactly how guild missions work. Instead of needing to have like a certain number of people online and all do it together and whatnot, there is going to be now an option for you to pick up guild missions and complete them individually. So I know this is something that actually console adventurers have been asking for a lot, is to be able to do guild missions solo, and that's something that we're looking to bring in here. Additionally, like there's a bunch of really complex guild missions that we're looking to just simplify in general, and just make it a lot easier to take missions, complete them, and help boost up your guild. Yep. We're also looking into some different special guild missions that are going to be a little bit different from, you know, the standard guild mission, and I think we're going to provide more information on that a little bit later, but just sort of up the variety of guild missions in general so that they're just more rewarding to do, more rewarding for your guild and for the player
So
itself.
the special guild mission is going to be selected
Oh,
as
this
a
one,
guild.
yeah, okay, sorry. So this special guild mission is going to be available like either once weekly or once monthly, and you'll take it on with like a bunch of different people from your guild. And this is going to be something that's like, yeah, so like for instance, guild raids. This is, or wait, no, this is separate. But one of the things that we're looking into as well is guild raids. So right now, you know, normally you do a bunch of guild missions, you get your scroll pieces, and you'd summon like a guild boss. So we're looking to change how that system works. We're basically going to get rid of those summoning scrolls, and you'll just be able to summon each boss once per week. So simplify that. And we're making them separate from the guild mission system specifically. We're also looking to change how some of these guild bosses work to make them sort of more engaging, more fun to fight, and also to up the rewards a little bit to
Much
make
better
them more,
rewards.
yeah, to make them much more rewarding for you and your guild. And as we said before, this is going to be something that's available like weekly or monthly, where you just like go out and do it.
Yeah, so the guild raid is actually once per week.
Yes, once per week.
Yep.
And then we're also implementing a command to gather function for the con boss. So you'll get a specific call to gather for con itself. You know, your guild master can go out there, call everyone in, they'll all go back, and you won't have used your normal command to gather. And that'll be something that will be available, I believe, once per week, just every time you do con. So one of the other things that we've been looking for is how guilds can better support their, especially their new members. And we want to be able to increase the amount of support that guilds can give. So one of the things that we're looking at is being able to provide items that are sort of essential for growth of your character, such as like increasing combat EXP or drop rate, being able to give this out more easily, more readily to guild members. And we're looking at extending like the combat EXP and life EXP buffs and enhancing some of the effects there. Also, we're looking to expand guild storage based on your guild score so that you can have just a lot more inventory there. And we're also looking into a method for you to be able to rent out gear to your guild members. So say someone comes in and they're really new and they need some gear. We're looking to implement a system where you can sort of rent out gear to these new people. And we're looking to make it so you can rent out gear up to pen, weapons, pen gears, and pen accessories. Of course, this is a pretty big deal, and we're going to make sure that it's not going to disrupt other parts of our game. So we'll provide a little bit more detail on exactly how like a guild rental is going to work and make sure that it's not going to affect the game unintended ways.
Guild wage.
Oh, yes. We're also increasing guild wage. So right now, like, daily wage is only at like 5 million or something. We're increasing it to 100 million as the like max amount of wage that you can give, which is going to be nice, so you don't have to do payouts all the time. And we're also looking on methods for guilds to just be able to acquire more funds in general in order to meet allowances for giving these much larger daily wages to people.
So guild masters have to be careful of how much they give out. You know, they might go bankrupt.
Yeah, you can't just hit max you know, 1 year, call it. Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, 5 mil was, you know, it's very
Well, at the
minimal, right?
time, you know, when it first came out, I'm
Right.
sure it made sense. But yeah, now increasing it to 100 mil daily is going to be something pretty different. Yep. So the next thing that we want to get into is guild history. You may know the sort of like note feature of like what everything that happened in your guild. We're looking to sort of improve this and also fix it. Sometimes like the guild history won't show properly. We're looking to resolve this and also make it a lot more engaging. So kind of more like a calendar, and it'll have like records of different things from your guild members. So like if you can have like a 1 year anniversary of this person hit a pen debo, or a 1 year anniversary of like this person got this treasure item. And so you'll be able to sort of see that in your guild history and reminisce on things that happened and celebrate all of the fun things that you've done together. And the last thing, or not the last thing, but one of the other things we want to talk about is a guild manor. We're looking to introduce a new sort of specific guild manor where you can instantly teleport into it. And when you teleport out of it, you'll just go back to exactly where you were before. And you'll be able to share things like cooking and alchemy tools inside the manor. And I think that there's some other things that we want to, you know, introduce into this to make it sort of like a hub for your guild. And we'll, again, be sharing like more exact details on what exactly that's going to look like a little bit later. But now, you know, have a little guild manor. You guys can hang out there and have some, can teleport to and from it, and have some functionality in there as well.
Right. So if you teleport there, you can also teleport back to where you were last before you teleported to guild manor. So yeah, I think it's a good, really social gathering that you could do with your guildmates time to time. You know, when you're after your grind session.
And of course, there's going to be functionality to it too. It's not just for the RP gang, although I'm sure that the RP gang's going to love it. There is going to be, you know, if you don't deck out your own residence, there's going to be sort of like shared utility there that you're going to be able to use as a guild.
Right.
So the last sort of guild thing that we want to get into is Guild League. So this is a new sort of PvP content that we're looking into that's like a 15 versus 15 guild versus guild war. So ever since like Black Desert release, there's sort of been this ongoing discrepancy between like people at the high end and people who are like just getting started in the game. So we definitely agree that like PvP is really fun when you're sort of all fighting on a relatively similar playing field. And so we wanted to be able to bring sort of a new method of doing that in this cool little like 15 versus 15 way. So this is one of the methods that we're looking to provide more sort of balanced PvP between guilds, between players, a new system to have like, you know, fun PvP, just hang out and fight.
As you can see, you know, a lot of the places is where you might have experienced
right,
guild.
yeah, so we're looking
GVG.
to place a lot of these in popular GVG spots like Star's End, or, you know, right next to
Serendia.
All these spots that you GVG in, we're looking to bring in some of these as like some of the arenas that you would fight in.
Again, this is not our only answer, you know, for the recent changes in PvP system. It's one of those new changes that we're implementing, and I think it'll be exciting. I think you know, a lot of the 15 versus 15. It's going to be different, definitely different than open world PvP that you might experience organically. But
yeah, and it is going to provide like a little ranking thing too.
Yes.
You know, you have like your guild scores against other decks and whatnot, but this is going to provide like another sort of ranking system. And this isn't going to be just like GVG for nothing. There are going to be rewards tied to this, and we want to make sure that it's rewards that do feel worthwhile, that you can, you know, get some silver out of.
신선전이더라도
Mhm.
승리하
Friendly match
하면은
rewards.
한 2억 수준으로 보상을 드리려고 준비하고
We're
있습니다.
looking to
그래서
put in
길드들이
around
조직적인
200 million silver for
형태를
each
되고,
participant in these sort of
그다음에
friendly matches.
When you win, for now.
When you win, and we'll obviously keep sort of expanding on this concept, be able to provide a little bit of silver, a little bit of reward for your, guild versus guild PvP.
Right. So next we're gonna be talking about one of the major contents you do as a guild, which is Node War. So obviously there has been a lot of changes over the years, and where we are at right now. So if we want to look at the history of what the changes were throughout the years, and you can see there has been a lot of balance changes, specific tweaks, and there were big changes, small changes, and we reviewed right overall, like globally, how the Node War is going for all different regions, and we have came into conclusion that we need change. So we prepared a new Node War rules. Some of you might already have heard about it through the through the yeah, but we'll be explaining in more details today. Yeah, so if we look at the current problems of Node War, I think we can put it into 4 major bullet points. The first is the difficulty of getting into Node War. It's there's a very big barrier of entry for new players.
And for new guilds.
New guilds. And second is sniping, right? If you really look forward to participating in Node War and it ended up being a snipe from a different guild, it's very disappointing, right? You prepare for a lot, and then it ends up being no fight. So that is one of the problems. And third is the sheer differences in guild strength, right? If you end up one of the siege guilds, right off the bat you're not gonna win this Node War. So that's another issues that we have noted. And lastly, it's very difficult for weaker guilds. I mean, it goes with the third point, but weaker, smaller guild is very difficult to win Node War, even if they are able to participate.
Yeah, so the main reason for this, as Starzen said, there's several reasons for this, but the main sort of core idea of this is to make it feel better to commit to Node War, and then also to make it more approachable for newer players and newer guilds to actually be able to get into the PvP scene.
We applied new rules. We thought about new rules. We applied it, or we're planning to apply it in the future, right? And we just want to kind of quickly summarize what's happening. First is that you'll be able to select which region of Node you want to participate in. So which region meaning like Serendia, Valencia, right? And before the Node War starts, 10 minutes prior, you'll be selected for random region. And then once
random node or
random
piece
region.
of that region. Yeah.
And then once it starts, there will be a neutral fort that will spawn, and the number of forts that spawn, neutral spot that spawns, is dependent on how many guilds are participating in that region. And each neutral forts will have a different end time. So, and it will disappear or it will be claimed after a certain amount of period. And when the Node War starts, you are able to attack these neutral forts. So, and then whoever holds the neutral fort by the end of the fort's end period will be the winner of that fort. So the person who claims the neutral fort will be out of the war. And then the other guilds will be left to fight for the other neutral forts that are left in the field. So it might be a little bit difficult to understand, like, but we're hoping to announce it a little bit more in a better commentary in the future. So, if talking about what we want to see, what we want to achieve from this new changes is that since we're selecting guilds randomly for each regions, that there will be no collision between the friends and different alliances. So it will be difficult for like even if you have an ally guild, it will be difficult for them to help because you're selected randomly into a different region. Second, you no longer have to build this forts and annexes, right? So this will kind of remove some of the barrier of entry for new guilds, as you don't have to learn about the ropes for building forts and whatnot. And then there won't be any stress trying to find out where the other guilds place their fort, where we have to place it. There's a lot of stress involved there before even starting the guild. So you can purely focus on Old War with this change. So the forts, when I mentioned that there's an end time for each fort, so and whoever occupies during the end time will be claiming that node. So you still have time like to fight back and forth for the forts if the fort duration is still there, right? So there will be a lot of fights. It will be very competitive for each fight, but even if you lose that fight, it doesn't mean that you lost a node where there's other neutral forts that you can fight over. So it's going to be very, a lot of different fights over the region, rather than like the previous where you just have to protect your fort and just destroy others' fort, right? So yeah, there is going to be a lot of variables and a lot of different time that the neutral forts will end in. So there's going to be, it won't be like like the one-way fight or like a short-term fight. It's not going to be as prevalent as previously, since there's a lot of objectives that you can try to fight over. So also, when you claim this neutral fort after its period is over, that guild will be moved out of the region, right? So this would allow for no colliding with other guilds. So if you win a node, you're out of the battle, so you won't be able to help other guild. So it's going to be a little bit alleviating for each individual guilds to have a chance to win their own nodes. Yep, so compared to previously, you'll fight over a lot of different random guilds, and what we expect is that again, we're gonna lower the entry of barrier due to less prep time, and then yep. Yep. So we've changed a lot previously over the years, and I know some of the adventurers might not be satisfied with the changing rules, and we'll keep looking at your feedbacks and suggestions, and we'll try to improve in the future as well. Also, we have to talk about rewards for Node War as well, right? So we're going to definitely buff up the rewards and also perks. So overall, like the guild wage, we're also going to be increasing the node taxation. And then there's also going to be extra perk. For example, if you own a certain node, you can summon a field boss for that node. For example, if you occupy like an Agris, shrine, you can summon red nose and things like that.
As a guild.
As a guild. So that's an extra added perks for occupying a node for Node War. Next one, we're going to be talking about Conquest War.
워낙 준비해온 내용이 많으셔서 잠깐 목을 좀 축이신 다음에 진행을 하시는 게 좋지 않을까 싶습니다.
점령전까지 하고 물 마시려고 그랬는데 타이밍이 잘 안 나왔네요. 네, 점령전은 일단 지금
So for Conquest War,
다른 국가들도 상황이 비슷해요. 세계적으로 좀
we're going to definitely try to look into improving some of the flaws it has systematically. Right now, there are some difficulties for, there might be unfairness in between attacking and defending guilds for the Conquest War or castle. So we'll be trying to balance this inequality between attack and defense. So for now, we'll be improving some of the perks for occupying a castle. So it could be like increasing the taxation for the respective regions, or some kind of effect you can have placed on the occupying region, right? And then if you own this castle, you can also request for help within that region. So if you occupy Valencia Castle, for example, you can request for help from other guilds who are occupying some of the Valencia region nodes. So, for example, if there's 2 attacking guilds, right, or 3 attacking guilds, let's say there's 3 attacking guilds who are trying to take over Valencia Castle, the defender of Valencia Castle can request for 1 guild's help. So that's going to be you subtract 2 from the attacking number of attacking guilds, so you can request up to 1 guild. So if there's 5 attacking guilds, you can request from 3 different guilds in that region.
수성 측은 이제 또 우리 뭐 도와줬잖아요, 수성을. 그래서 수성에 성공하면은
So yeah, if obviously the participating guilds will also be, receiving rewards, tax benefits. So you can also like decide whether you want to help out the occupying guild or not. We're also looking into automatically for the gate HP to auto adjust based on number of siege guilds that are participating as attackers.
성문이 좀 든든한 버팀목이 된다면 수성 길드도 성문을 일단 닫고 나가서 전투를 더 적극적으로 하는 그런 좀 전투.
So I think it's going to be there's going to be a lot of different strategy involved with this new change. You could the defending guild could even go out to try to have more aggressive battles and whatnot. We also we are trying to also improve the overall benefits as a castle owner, right? So as a castle owner, we want to see you want to have a more clout, I guess, per se.
This is some clout.
Yeah, let's go. This is some clout, right?
So explain it, Starzin.
Yeah. So I mean, what do I have to explain? It's going to be the castle owners going to have their own exclusive mount during the occupation period. It's going to be a freaking dragon.
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you own castle, you get to fly around on a dragon.
Right.
Okay,
I don't know,
maybe
like
not
how.
fly around. I actually don't know.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be able to ride a dragon.
Yep.
Like, how cool is that?
So it's going to be I guess a shared mount or something like it's similar to like Elephant, where the winning castle owner guild can utilize, right? So that's pretty exciting. That's pretty dope, right? To have your own dragon for a guild, So this wasn't really a part of our plan, but we wanted to bring in real like big change to the system, and this is part of it, right?
Yeah, and I mean we talk a lot about the guild dragon or whatnot, but there's gonna be lots of like different benefits from actually owning castle.
Right.
The big dragon mount is gonna be one of them, but we're gonna provide a bit more detail on exactly like what other additional benefits you're going to get from being castle leader, instead of it having just be a sort of very flat like, hey, you get more guild funds kind of deal. There's gonna be like more additional benefits to that. So
yeah, that was. Can we raise Jay's voice a little bit? Are we able to do that?
I think I can do that.
Okay, there we go.
You guys hear that better?
A little bit
Maybe too loud?
Yeah, there we go.
I think that's where it was.
Yep. So yeah, approximately 85% of player base is in guild, right? That's a lot of players actually.
Yeah, and I mean, like, even for me personally, like, sort of the guild aspect is one of the reasons that I originally got into this game, like, a lot closer to launch, actually. That was sort of, like, my draw to it, was that camaraderie and, large-scale PvP and stuff. So, I think, like, the guild aspect of the game is actually really, really cool. And having some more, benefits and some more systems for guilds is, I think, going to be really nice and really rewarding.
오프라인 행사를 할 때마다 어떤 모험가님들이 이제 찾아와 주셔가지고 저에게 이제 좋은 길드에서 너무 좋은 사람들 만나서 너무 고맙다.
Yeah, I think to your point, Durgif, a lot of the other adventurers are also very involved with guilds. You know,
중요한 역할을 하고 있는
like the relationship they forge through offline events and whatnot. It's a very special moment, and something like that is, I think, what Black Desert is why it's special, right? To provide those kind of opportunities.
Yeah,
to,
I certainly found a ton of friends through
Right.
through Black Desert, like through join a guild and meet a bunch of people. Like still talk to those people to this day.
Right.
Hmm.
다음으로는 이제 의뢰에 관련된
Yep. So next we're gonna be talking about quests.
Yes. So quests. There's a bunch of stuff that we sort of want to talk to you about questing. The first is this quest search. So you know how we added like an ability to search for items in in all your storages and stuff. One of the things that we want to put in is quest searching. So you can go ahead and just look up a quest name directly in the game and find it a lot more easily instead of just scrolling through that whole massive list. And we're actually looking to pretty much revamp the entire quest UI to make it just a lot simpler and easier. So you can search by the name of the quest, the NPC, and the reward. So let's say you only want to look for the quests that give you like inventory slots or only the ones that give you pets or whatnot, then you'll be able to like filter that a lot more easily. Like a lot of these are sort of in their own tab, but they're difficult to find. So being able to search directly for these things is going to be a lot easier especially for new players who like really don't know, what quests to be picking up.
의뢰 UI도 전반적으로 좀 개선을 할 거예요. 그래서 의뢰가 내가 원하는 목표나
Yeah, and as Jay is saying here, we're planning to pretty much completely overhaul how the quest UI works. It's this very simplistic window right now, and it definitely needs a little bit of a facelift.
Right.
다음 말씀드릴 건 이제 특수한 아이템인데 이거는 화면 한번 보여주겠어요? 네.
So special items.
네. 탄성을
I'm not sure if I have this
동학생
actually.
의뢰랑 이제 동장비 의뢰에 필요한 이제 아이템들인데요.
So these are like the items that you need for like guaranteed pen accessories and pen armors, right?
Yeah, so related to like pen, like the guaranteed quests, like the Jatina stuff, there's a lot of separate materials that you need to like get specific reform stones or get specific, increase your pen accessory to like the next level and whatnot. And this has been like, you've really needed to kind of like search for a lot of this material. We know some certain YouTubers that we look up for these kinds of things. So one of the things that we want to add in for like Jatina is sort of making it its own system that you can see a lot easier. So this would be like your pen accessory quest. You can go ahead and see right off the bat like which materials you actually need and which ones you have and which ones you're working towards, and then you can just go ahead and look at them directly in this UI rather than having to like sit there and filter through your inventory and check to make sure that you have it and whatnot. And we're looking to do this, I think, not just for pen accessory but also for like the pen armor stuff, and weapons. Yep.
So yeah, if we get a lot of positive feedback, we may even extend this out to like Carrack or different crafting materials, right? And there's some might be complicated without looking it up. So
A few less spreadsheets to worry about, perhaps.
pen accessory, you want to talk about it?
Yes, so we're also looking for you to be able to do the pen accessory quest one additional time. Let's go. One more pen accessory.
That's big.
So yes, if you've already done the pen accessory quest and picked your accessory, went through, got it to pen, you're going to be able to go ahead and start a new one and bring that one up to pen as well, guaranteed.
Right.
And of course, these are accessories that can't be tradable. So it's just for your own benefit. And we thought pretty long and hard about this, and we think it's not going to be too detrimental. The accessories that you can pick from are rather limited. So if you're really at that high end, going for debos and stuff, it's really not going to affect you at all.
준비를 해봤고.
Yeah, so a lot of people, a lot of adventurers like
고민을 많이 했던 부분인데
made a point that they lost objective or their sense of achievement after they completed the first pen access story. So you know we want to extend that out a little bit with this new edition.
So one of the things that we're also looking to bring in is for season graduation, gifting a Tet Blackstar weapon
That is
upon
huge.
graduating.
That is huge.
And you may think, what the heck? We're giving out Tet Blackstars?
We definitely
So
put a lot of thought into this.
We definitely put a lot of thought into this. Again, this is going to be like a lot of the other things that we give out where it's untradeable. It's, you know, it's not just something where it's like, give this and crash the market with it. No. We'll provide one untradeable Tet Blackstar upon graduating
Season, yep.
your season.
So you can select from main, awakening, or sub-weapon. But like Dergev said, you can still enhance it all, up to pen, but you know you can't sell the Tet one right off the mark or off the bat to the market.
Yep.
Yeah, that is big. I mean, getting a Tet Blackstar right off the bat. Yeah.
And it's also another thing, like let's say if you're if you haven't done season for a while and you're still going for say your sub weapon or something, it's like another reason to jump back into season. You know, go ahead, get that extra Tet Blackstar for like your sub weapon or whatnot, and then hopefully boost that up to improve your overall gear.
Yep. Yep. So we actually looked at a lot of the data too, right? And a lot of the new adventures end up being stuck after graduation and not being able to push through. So, you know,
yeah, I mean,
obviously.
Tuvala has always been great to get you up to a specific breakpoint, but after your full Tuvala, you start having to like replace pieces one by one, and that can be really daunting for new players. So providing like real gear that way is something we're looking at. So one of the things that we're also looking to introduce is life certificates. So beginner and skilled certificate requirements for like processing knowledge is going to be removed. You know, some of you guys may remember you had to go do these like little quest lines to be able to process certain things. We're gonna go ahead and remove those requirements so that recipes are just much easier to do. I know I personally have gotten DMs from people. Sometimes they're like, hey, I can't craft this. Like, why can't I craft this? It's like, oh, you gotta go do this quest. This is just gonna simplify that, which is again kind of the theme of all of this is just simplify it. And the existing quests that gave you these requirements are going to be changed into special different quests that have kind of like a special reward, rather than like a requirement kind of thing. Yep. And then we're also increasing the base energy of your family from 30 to 50. So if you start on a fresh account, before you would start with 30 energy, and now we're bumping that to the starting 50 energy, which means that all accounts are going to see like a 20 energy bump. One of the things that we also sort of wanted to cover is quest limitations. So related quests like sailboats and frigates and whatnot had very specific like crafting limitations based on daily quests. And so these types of relatively sort of tedious, like unfun quests are going to be slowly removed. And we're going to come up with like different ways for how you can get these this content in game rather than having to worry about doing a bunch of dailies all the time.
Yeah, so previously you would have to go through these tedious quests, daily quests for like try to get the free gifts and whatnot. You know, I think right now and it's
Carry
time
in a
for
box.
change. Yeah,
Set it down.
yeah,
Carry a different box.
yeah.
Set it down.
So
Yeah.
you know, starting with things like frigate, we're going to also like go into shy music. You know those.
I wasn't going to talk about that, but yes. One of the things that we're thinking about is, yeah, so if anyone knows the compose system for Shy, that's also a daily quest to increase your level. And we're going to start with more simple things like frigates sailing, that kind of stuff, and maybe move it to like the shy instruments and stuff too. And doing those weeklies. Yeah. So as Jay is saying here, they're looking to change it for the instrument quests too. There's a lot of instruments now. But yeah, again, that's sort of extraneous. Yes. Okay. So this is big. We are looking to make other ship licenses tradable, including carrots. So being able to actually offload this license to another player is going to be possible now, which again may sound crazy, right? This is kind of like the end goal of a lot of sailors. But it's something that we thought a lot about, and it's really daunting as a new player to be like, holy crap, like the time investment to get a character, So we're considering like different ways to obtain this kind of stuff. And we're also considering adding the builder's name, kind of like creating a pen item and registering it on the market. We're considering adding the builder's name to the ship as well, so you can say like, oh man, like I got Starzen's ship. Starzen doesn't do sailing content, but
yeah, I do. What do you mean? I have a Carrack.
Okay, that is true. Actually, no, you do some barter.
I do have a advanced Carrack, so I'm a barter.
Yeah. We're also looking at forest path wagons. We're going to potentially increase the price of this, so that it is more.
Yep. Next, we'll be talking about Serendia renewal. So in the past, last year, right? It was already last year, right? We did the Balanos story renewal. We promised that we'll continue improving our quest line, overall quest cinematics and all that, and remaster the old storylines. So the next one is going to be the Serendia, as you might have expected. And the main NPC from the Serendia remastered questline is going to be Jared and Jordine. So in the past, there have been a lot of feedbacks about how it's difficult to go through the storyline. There's fragmented information and storyline knowledge, so it's very hard to understand the story. So we want to make sure that we improve on these points, and also like we want to make it easier to understand what kind of path you chose during the storyline by putting in a lot of cutscenes and a lot of illustrations, full dubbing, right? So we want to make it a lot more easier to understand, a lot more intuitive. We're definitely gonna raise the bar here. So if you have been following up on the main quest storyline, you understand that Jordine's storyline doesn't end in Serendia. It continues on to Calpheon. So we also want to, kind of give out a teaser what's also coming out, which is going to be Northern Calpheon remaster story. So way it's gonna go, it's kind of going to be like a Jordine saga. It's Jordine's storyline. It's Jordine's lore. So you'll be,
I don't think a lot of people realize like how integral Jordine is
He
to
is,
Black
yeah.
Desert's story.
Right. He's also I think very popular, right? He's a popular character. So as you can see on the screen, there will be a lot of illustrations to help you understand or get more immersed into the storyline. And then the main also, not just Jordine, another main character or main NPC is going to be the Vox. So so make sure to pay attention to what kind of advices Vox is giving out, and what's this crying about.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jay, for that one.
So yeah, in the past, so if you are also like following up on the quest line, there has been 3 different paths for Serendia's main quest line, and then it all collided into Calpheon's storyline. And some of the adventurers gave us feedback that some of the path lines, some of the path has been interesting and it's fun, but it's very far off from the main storyline where Belmorn is appearing in the storyline, and a lot of there's discrepancies. I feel like there's a discrepancy in between the main storyline and the side storyline. So we definitely agree with it, and we put a lot of thought into it. So we decided to integrate all these three paths into one of the storyline where it features Isobel, and you'll be traveling with Isobel throughout the Serendia, and then also going into Calpheon and experiencing a lot of different things. Next is one of our favorite bosses, the Xarka. It's been well, for PC it's been since 2015 was when it was first updated, so by now it's like it's grown up, right? It's been some time since it came to the game, right?
Yeah, we all got our little Kazarka hats and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So we also wanted to, there's not much lore about or storyline for this boss, our first world boss, right? So we wanted to put a update or give you, side story which features Kazarka. So we hope you enjoy the new stories that includes the
Corruption
Serendia.
is happy about this.
The Serendia story, and also the Northern Calpheon, and also the side story where it features Kazarka. So there's a lot of other things that we want to show, and we have mentioned previously, such as the Fourth Ataraxian, Land of the Morning Light part, Soul, or the Devil's Land. I don't know what the community really calls it, but there are a lot of different stories that we're trying to develop as well. We're definitely going to raise up the bar for all these new future contents, and we hope to provide an immersive experience as you go through our quest line in the future.
그래서 오늘 주제가 사실은 이제 정리와 통합 이런 개선들이기 때문에
I heard soul.
오늘 이 자리에서 또 설명해드리기에 세렌디아 리마스터가 의미가 있는 것 같습니다. 그래서 앞으로도 무언가 여러분들이 좀 더 검은 사막
So again,
잘 몰입하실 수 있도록 스토리도 잘
definitely we'll be looking to improve our lore, storyline, and quest going forward. So another thing that I kind of secretly want to mention is the current storyline where it involves Elezra is first part of the story per se overall, and the destination where this story is going to be the new underworld or Devil's Land, demonic realm. Yep, is officially called, right? So that's where where the story is all going to lead to. So we can look forward to that.
여러분들께 올 하나의 스토리와 여러 가지 이야기들을 정리를 하고 올해에 대한 이야기 그리고 내년의 어떤 비전 이런 것들을 쭉 정리하는 시간이다 보니까 못다 했던 이야기들을 쭉 나열을 하다 보니까 어떤 면에 있어서는 꼭 이런 얘기를 계속 다 해야 되나라고 하는 점도 있을 수 있습니다. 하지만 이 얘기를 모험가 여러분들을 모시는 자리에서 안 하면 어디서 하겠습니까? 그러니까 이런 점이 있다는 점 조금만 양해를 부탁드리겠고 지금 이제 이 이야기로 한숨은 이제 큰 한숨을 일단은 마감을 하고 있는 거죠.
Almost 100%. It's getting there.
변화 부분은 여기까지고요.
So this concludes our first part of change for 2024. So next we're gonna be maybe showcasing something new for 2024.
Yeah, so you saw that whole patch note that we like flashed at the very start. That's kind of like we've unpacked that now. That's sort of what we wanted to talk about, that 2024 patch note. But now it's time to get into some new stuff.
Right. So we're deciding whether we're gonna have a break or not, but we'll see.
Yeah, let's see what the live audience decides.
So yeah, we'll take a short break.
Okay, live audience wants a little break.
Right. Take a short break and come back on stage. Next up is going to be new contents for 2024 or in the future. So look forward to it. We'll be right back.
네. 자,
Oh.
드시고 오셨는지 모르겠습니다. 네,
Welcome back,
스윙의
everyone,
발표를
to the Calpheon Ball.
진행해 보도록 하겠습니다.
There we go.
준비되셨나요?
Sounds better.
It's me again, CM Durgaf.
네.
And
지금부터
Stream Stars End here.
이제 새로운
And
의미에서
we're going to
한번
go ahead and
발표를
get back
들어보도록 하겠습니다.
into it.
Yep. And upcoming are new contents for 2024.
지금까지는
호호.
제가 이제 2024년의 변화에 대해서 말씀드렸고
So yeah, again,
이제 새로운
we've
것에 대해서
been talking about
말씀드리겠습니다.
changes for 2024, and let's talk about new
어,
things for
여러분 이제
2024.
아침의 나라에서
So first thing first,
다시
Land of the
만나자고
Morning
했던
Light.
약속을
Do you,
기억하고 계실까요?
once for those who have completed the storyline,
네,
do you remember the
이제
promise you
반가운
made
소식일
with
것 같은데
Dulce that we'll be seeing each other again
2024년에
soon?
여러분들을 찾아뵙기 위해서 열심히
So for in
준비하고 있는
2024,
네,
we're also
새롭게 선보일
preparing.
영상은 아침의
We're really
나라
working hard
서울입니다.
to show a new region, Land of the Morning Light, Seoul.
Let's go, Seoul.
네, 지금 보고 계신 대문은
So yeah, as you can
아침의
see
나라
on the
서울의
screenshot,
경복궁.
that is an actual like
네,
a
거기에
you know
남대문은
representation of a
저희가
historical
많이
castle
보시죠.
in Korea.
한국 문가분들은 굉장히
so,
익숙하신 곳이고
You know, a lot of Korean adventurers will be very familiar with the building or architecture. But for those who do not know, it's an actual, you know, again, depiction of a historical site. So, you know, we're referencing a lot of the actual sites in the historical Joseon era and previous you know eras, and then you'll be able to experience all these different architectures and new buildings, and you know sceneries that you might be able to see in Korea in the Land of the Morning Light Part 2. So it's still in development process, but you know again we're trying to try to stay to the true to the historical accuracy of the buildings and objects, and even the mountains, right?
이거는 이제 지금 보시는 이 아름다운
Yeah, and for you guys who have explored the current Land of the Morning Light, that's like the Donghae province, basically.
Donghae province
Yeah.
is, you know, it's the existing province, is the Donghae province. This is
Exactly.
going to be a
And
new
so this is going to
province,
be a
yep.
new addition.
New
It's
area.
in that part, you know, there's like 2 gates that you can't
Right.
get through yet. So this is going to be another addition to that continent.
Yep. So yeah, we're preparing a lot of different storylines that's based on Seoul, and then different new NPCs, new bosses, and we wanna let's show a new boss that we're preparing. So yeah, it's also based on
looks
Korean
sweet.
folklore, and then it's called Changhwa and Hongyeon. They're 2 sisters, and you know we made it into a new NPC slash bosses on our own way. And
자매가 등장한 이야기들이
yeah.
많은데
So,
지금 보고 계신
there's a lot of different
장화
I don't
홍련의
like
대장화와 배홍련
folklores that are really
김주현 감독의 영화를
story about
보고
sisters and all
장화
that, and
홍련,
this is
Starzan
one
asked me for like a
아시아에서 이
sisters
장화 홍련을 좀
like
folklore
uh,
in this in the
story that NA
Western
people
culture.
would know.
Yeah,
이 매력적인
I was like-
but I don't know.
또
I
어떤
can't really think
정치적
one on top of my head.
있고,
Yeah,
그리고
more
아침의
Korean
나라
folklore.
서울은
Love to see it.
검은 사당
I really enjoyed
개인
going through Land of the Morning Light. It was a really nice like breath of
Yeah,
fresh
so-
air, something new. And this is going to be really cool addition
Right.
as well.
So the black shrines that will be featured in Land of the Morning Light Seoul is not going to be a solo content. Rather, it's going to be for guilds. So it's going to be a form of guild raid boss, right? So it's going to be using their own actual gears for the fight of these bosses. So everyone's guild score will matter in these fights. And like we're also planning to add in different gimmicks, utilizing different ancient historical weapons that Korean used back in the days, right? So we're gonna try to provide more dynamic experiences when you go into these fights. You might be wondering loots, right? So don't get too excited. We're also adding a new higher tier of the weapons, the Fallen God weapons. So the Fallen God weapons, as you can imagine, it will be upgraded from Pen Black Star weapons, and then yeah, it will be a next level from the Pen Black Star. Of course, it's not this guild raid is not the only avenue where you can get this weapon, we're going to prepare different routes and in order to obtain fallen god weapons.
이제 서울과 함께
Um,
새로운 클래스도
and there's a lot of feedbacks about new classes as well. And
검과 이제 공방대를 사용하는
the next class that we want to show utilizes a sword
사의 후예
and
라는 이제
a
컨셉의
pipe.
새로운 클래스.
I don't know if there's a better explanation
Bell
for it.
class!
So,
Bell class!
yes,
아니면
sword and a
Land of
pipe.
Warlight Bell class!
Yep.
흘러놓치고
It's another dual wielder featuring Land of the Morning Light as a main stage for this
He's
character.
so hot.
Okay. Yeah. Well, male class. A lot
Dennis is
of
laughing in my
adventures
ear. I
have
got
been,
오늘
wanting a new male class. So yeah, that's prepare for the next Land of the Morning Light update as well.
그 콘솔 모험가님들이랑
So we'll be talking about console a little bit,
컨셉이 하나
Yes.
있어서 그것도
Yes,
좀
console
짧게
stuff.
준비를 해봤는데,
Let's go, guys. Console stuff.
전
Okay.
세계 지금
let me
콘솔
turn my page.
모험가님들이
Okay,
항상
so,
콘솔은 저희가 그 기기
We know that
스펙이
you guys have been waiting for some updates on stuff that we've been working on, and we are going to go over more in depth at the end of this stream. But for this segment here, for everyone to listen to, we want to go through a few of the things that we have planned for console here.
있는데 그거 이제 차세대 버전을 개발을 시작했고 내년 여름
So, many of you have been asking about a native Xbox Series X and S and a PS5 version of the game. Right now, we are still in development on this, and we are hoping to release in 2024. And we will share more information on exactly what that release date looks like in hopefully the first part of the year.
So yeah, you'll be able to see actual, what it's gonna look like in the summer, and like Dergif said, we'll have provide more information on actual release date for both platforms in the future.
But right now, we are shooting for release in 2024.
기본으로 그냥 다 드리겠습니다.
So the next thing that we wanted to talk about is Vel. As you may know, Vel has been a difficult topic on console due to the size of the boss. Right now, we are looking to go ahead and introduce giving Vel's heart itself as an item obtainable to console separate from the boss. And again, we'll go into more detail on exactly what that means. Additionally, we are looking to bring in Calpheon Hadum, or Calpheon Elvia, and one of the reasons why we, had been sort of holding off on this content is that one of the main items for Calpheon Hadum is related to upgrading alchemy stones like Vel. And so we wanted to bring these things in together. And so going into next year, we're hoping to release both Vel and Calpheon Hadum this winter. Additionally, there is still a bunch of other things that we are working on. We know that you really want Mountain of the Eternal Winter, Artifacts, Lightstones, those kinds of things. Right now, we're really focusing hard on being able to bring you the native Series XS and PS5, as well as the Calpheon and Vel's Heart. And we'll go ahead and provide more information on more content a little bit later. So as they're talking about right here, there is there's been some talk about moving server locations, and right now they're looking to do a test on the PC North American region to try and move to a more central location. There's going to be like a global labs test that people can participate in to be able to sort of test that out a bit more, see if it's going to be more feasible to do that, and potentially we could see other regions having tests of their own.
Right.
So now we want to go ahead and introduce some new outfits and gifts, guys. It's the things you've been waiting for.
Gifts. I love gifts.
I know you love gifts.
I do.
의상에 대해서 뭐 지난번
Somebody asked me a couple weeks ago, are we getting a
겨울
new
의상에 대해서 일단은
Are we getting a new winter outfit? Are we getting a new Christmas outfit? I want to know what it is.
내년 1월
Well,
말쯤 이제 목표로 개발 중에
This
네네.
fall, we do have
그 전에
something to share.
준비하던 겨울 의상이 있어요. 그래서 이제 그거 준비했는데 영상으로 준비했거든요.
아, 네.
한번 보시죠.
좋습니다. 일단 옆에서 한번
So we'll take a look at some, footages of what the next
New
outfit
outfit.
might be.
Let's take a look.
산타빌레. 아, 겨울 느낌
Santa
물씬
Villa?
나네요. 네.
This really gets me in the spirit, guys.
12월에
Gotta drink my
겨울의 느낌
BSR.
물씬 풍기는데. 네.
Wow.
근데 사실
How do
크리스마스
you all
좀
like the new outfits
많았잖아요.
coming out?
네, 네 맞습니다. 그래서
빨리 선보여야 될 것 같은데.
그렇죠. 다음 주 20일에 바로 출시할 수 있습니다.
아, 바로 다음 주에 나오는군요.
Okay, so
이
for a lot of the global
이번에
regions, this is going to be
네.
available
여성
on
클래스
December
의상이 한정
20th.
아, 또
For
있어요.
us,
그거는 1월 3일로
We'll have more information
we'll have
soon.
more information
relatively
a
close
little
to
bit
the-
later.
for the exact date.
But
아,
we will
네네네.
be looking to bring this in
아,
in
또 이제
winter,
많은 분들이
obviously with the
사실은 의상
festive
기다리시는
spirit.
분도 많았을 텐데 네, 굉장히
And
반가운
this is
소식이 아닐까
different
하는
set for
생각이
female
듭니다. 그리고 또
characters.
예를
They'll
들면
also be
우리 전
available
세계
at a
뭔가분들이 또
later
보시는데
date with
Yeah, you saw that
여자하면
one on
선물
like the DK,
아니겠습니까?
and we'll be
정말
bringing in this
소개되었죠.
alternate version
예.
as well.
아까 저 시작과 동시에 또 전 세계 몽가님들을 또 두근거리게 했던 환상마, 또 이제 유검별 무기. 예.
So we're just
근데
kind of recapping
요거는
some of
조금
the highlights,
부족하죠.
right?
예, 선물의 시작이
The Dream
그걸로
Horse
시작했으니까
had
조금 더 주시면
Black Star,
감사한
an
마음이
outfit,
있죠.
but you know we could
네네.
do more. We could do more.
내일부터 시작되는 이제 스접보 통해서 2024년을 맞이해서
Yeah, there's going to be special login rewards
Right.
힘이 얻어는 포식
for both PC and console.
좋습니다. 예.
So
그래서
2024
미션
Crown
일상에
Stones and
희미한
20
어둠의 포식의 기원
Dark
20개.
Hunger Origin.
Yeah, so make sure to log in. I think believe starting from tomorrow.
아, 예.
17th. Yep.
Depends on
Yeah.
what is today or tomorrow for you, I suppose.
Yeah.
But log in, get those 2,000 cron stones, or rather 2024 cron stones, and now we're looking at the coupon. Another 2,000 crons, Vice of Valks 150,
너네는
2 of the J's boxes, and what is this?
That's a new outfit
뭐가
selection
빠졌죠?
box. That's the 2023
아니,
outfit
이거
selection box.
기다리면서 지금 강화
I
안
was gonna
하고
leave it
계속
like
엄청
mystery
많은데.
because they're
Okay.
talking about
I mean,
it. but
that's what it said on the title,
Oh,
like the
okay,
name of the
fine.
icon. So
choose
hopefully-
your 2023 outfit. So we released a bunch of like all class outfit boxes or outfits in 2023, and then you're gonna go ahead and be able to choose one of them.
right.
뭘 망치를 같이 봐.
There's no hammer though.
Yeah,
Where's
what
the
happened to
hammer?
the hammer?
뭘 같이 보자는 거야?
Guys, where's my J hammer?
Ooh.
Guys, what
What's
is-
going on? What's going on?
내 망치는 뭐든 해결하지.
Oh,
Oh. It's a hammer.
yo, the real deal.
Oh, what is going on here?
망치가 등장을 했는데 아니
Ooh,
Hammer showed up.
선물 주라고 했더니
Is this Jay's hammer?
that's
망치를
Where's the Jay's hammer?
Jay의 망치를 이렇게
That doesn't look like a Jay's hammer.
것까지는 없잖아요.
네, 그 망치도 드릴 건데 이건 다른 망치입니다. 일단
Oh,
영상 먼저
This is a different. It's not a Jay's hammer, but
that's
well,
not a J's hammer.
let's look at the video.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's.
Energy equals mass times light speed squared. That's the law of this world. Guardians. This must be the place. Bring it on! Huh! How? 드디어 찾았다. 카리브리의 문. 이제 집으로 돌아가는 거야.
서쪽에서 뜨는 세계로는 돌아갈 수 없다.
갈 거야.
그래, 난 말보다 주먹이 앞서는 성격이지.
Transmuted into gold? Could it be? Did gravity accelerate the particles?
You fused a gravity course. Even if you are me, I cannot let you live! This is the end, Evelyn O'Kara.
Is this an Aqua Regia barrier? Ow! Ah, ordinary gold would melt, but it worked! I really am going back home. We grow older when our dreams become regrets. But I'm still young and pretty, right?
Ho ho.
Scholar.
Scholar. I heard some alchemy terms going on in that trailer.
원고 여러분, 검은
Wow.
사막의 27번째
So
신규 클래스
that is the 27th new character, the scholar.
스칼라 이제
Yes, unlike the other
세계에서
class that we showed some
스칼라는
concept
이제
of,
멜로디가
this one is
210년
actually
전이었어요.
coming out even
그리고
sooner.
아침의 나라가 열리는 게 286년
So,
10년 정도 되니까 이제 나이가
you know,
꽤
I
많죠.
think Jaehee is
원고
explaining
여러분들이 알고 계시는
a little bit about her
알루친보다도
storyline or chronological order of
사연이 하나
her birth,
있어요.
I guess.
Yeah, so she's old. Wait, she's older than
35년쯤에
Igor Bartali?
대륙을 뒤덮은
And
지구의
Alustin?
And Alustin.
대륙의 가면이
So,
그래서 이제
yeah,
저명한
obviously there is some
스칼라는
behind story
스스로의
of
경험을 취할 수 있을
this.
거라고 이제 자신만만
I
했지만
think we got the subtitles so we can kind of look at it. But
Yeah, so it sounds like she caught the Black Death,
좌절에 빠지게 되는데요.
which is this disease in the world of Black Desert that has caused a lot of the sort of changes in the world. And she was this renowned physicist and alchemist, and due to her knowledge and study and training, she was able to
she wanted to, she thought she could cure it, but
Yeah.
you know, she wasn't able to. So
Yeah.
she was, you know,
very
very sad about it. I guess,
Yeah.
to put it in a way. Because I mean, you're kind of living in a ticking time bomb within you.
Yeah.
So
she made it into this other realm, able to essentially stop her disease and also stop her aging. So she then was able to, pick up her signature weapons here,
that used for alchemy.
hammers.
And
And in that trailer, it looks like she's trying to make her way back.
Right, and as you've seen in the trailer, like you could see like that she could throw the hammers very far, you know, and then you can also like pull the hammer towards
Oh.
her.
She also doesn't take fall
Oh
damage.
wow, that's new. Okay.
Because she has control over gravity, remember?
Mm.
That's one of her signature things in like stopping her aging and whatnot. One of the techniques that she learned was basically control over gravity and gravitation.
On the hammer, it looks like there's a gravity, like a nuclear thing in the weapon, so she can move freely, laterally, both laterally and or horizontally as well. So vertically.
Alrighty, looks like we got a combat video. Let's take a look. ho ho ho. I think I'm re-rolling.
That was pretty awesome. Not gonna lie. Way she flies around.
I think I'm re-rolling.
이제
Oh, yeah?
물리학자면서 연금술사라고 이제
Wow.
말씀드렸었는데 이 이펙트 컨셉 보시면은 전투 연출
So,
컨셉이
we mentioned that she's a physicist as well as alchemist,
꿈이었던
and then the concept for the cinematic of the combat is an effect is alchemy. So, like all alchemist's dream is, transmuting metal into gold. So I think that is kind of like reflected upon a lot of the skill effects and animations.
납을 금으로 바꾸는
Vaha.
하더라고요.
I see you calling me out.
이제 다만 이제
We'll see. We'll see.
비용적 수지 타산이 맞지
Yeah,
않아서
so
아무도
her
안 하고 있을
ability
뿐이라고
is to
하는데
transmit
이런
many metal
사실
into gold, and you can
한번을
see that in a
만든다면
lot of her
상상을
animations. She'll make sort of like an
게임적으로
arc of gold,
그리고 이제
or
영상을
and a lot of
보시면은
her
아마
effects
특전사
landing on the
하나를
ground
보셨을
has
거예요.
like a
다들
big
그
sort of
부분에 좀
transmutation
반응이
circle or
Right.
other
설날은
alchemical effects
두 개의
on it.
방치와
I'm a
양손
big
방식을
I'm a big fan of magic
네,
as
스칼라는
science,
각성
and I love the
기술이었고
whole
대신
like
개방을
alchemy
통해서
type beat.
각성 기술에 해당하는
So
여러 기술을 함께
this might get
사용을
me,
합니다.
Right.
This might get me.
개방 무기는 두 개의
Yep. And it's
방치를
good to see
하나로
she
합친
uses
양손
two hammers and she can
외형적인
fuse it
이제
into
부분을
one big
보면은
sledgehammer. So
약간
that's pretty
백자 같은
unique concept.
면모를 지닌 이제
Yeah.
학자를 표현하기
Yeah, I mean, we
위해서
saw something. I think a lot of people were comparing her to, say, Guardian. We saw a lot of, I guess, similarities with like the one small thing turning into like one big thing,
신의 영역으로 한 걸음 나아간
and
인간이
definitely can see some of that. But her mobility is totally different.
Right.
She's much more vertical with a
one
lot
thing
of the
to
stuff
mention
she's
is also
doing.
that she doesn't have awakening. So there's going to be kind of like a way to unlock the awakening skills. So
Yeah, we're
you'll
calling
be
it Ascension. I believe.
Ascension and mixing it up a little bit between two.
And so it's going to be a little bit
stances.
different than Awakening.
Right.
망치 달라고 그랬다가 아주 새로운 거를
So,
처음 했습니다.
Yeah, we asked for hammer and
아,
we kind of got hammer, I guess.
We did get a hammer.
We did have hammer, but not what we expected, right? But
So
Very
for PC guys, you can try out Scholar tomorrow on Global Labs.
Tomorrow on Global Labs.
And on PC stuff, we're going to go ahead and release on December 20th. Our console, we will keep you updated.
Right.
And we'll go over more details and stuff after the broadcast as well.
제가 사실은
Yep, Scholar.
그저께 졸업을 했거든요. 그러면 바로 또 졸업하러 도전을.
The very exciting class looks like I don't think there's any class that kind of like flies around like vertically,
I know like
horizontally
DK
like that,
has
yeah.
some skills where
Right.
she'll like fly up or kind
Yeah.
of go back and forth.
I
Like
mean, we do have lawn, but
yeah, lawn is more like long
But you
long
don't-
movement
right.
rather than short movement. You know, we've seen some stuff with Awakening Draconia where she can kind of like rise up, land down, but this whole concept is sort of completely fleshed out, and it's very different with Scholar. It's a lot of sort of up and down movement, back and forth movement, throwing the hammer, teleporting to it, that kind of thing, which is pretty cool. So Jay's commenting on how Scholar uses 2 hammers, which means we're going to go ahead and give 2 Jay's hammers.
2 hammers.
So add that to your Jay's hammer that you already got from the raffle, and
Yeah,
that's a few taps.
a few taps.
박수 한 번만 주시면 안 되겠습니까? 네.
Let's go.
There we go. Yes, 2 Jay's hammers. We'll go ahead and add those times 2 Jay's hammers.
Yeah, add that to the pool of our coupon. So
we go.
what do we have like 2,000 crowns
2,000
stone,
crowns, 150 stack.
150 stack.
Oh, okay, we're just going to double all of it.
Make it double.
There we go.
하나씩 더 드리겠습니다.
So that's going to be a total of 4,000 cron stones, 2 of those 150 stacks, 4 of your Jay's boxes, and 2
Two
of your
outfits.
Choose Your 2023 outfit box. And of course, the 2 Jay's hammers.
Let's go. That's big. So I think that's biggest coupon we got so far since any of our past.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, no, it's they're just commenting on how insane it is. Yeah, so here's the outfits that we released in 2023. So we had Tebek, we had Yoram, we had Lovely Bloom, and then we had Wonderland. These are all sort of the 2023 outfits. You're going to go ahead and be able to choose any one of those from the box, and you're getting 2 of those boxes, which means you can either get twice of the same outfit, or you can get 2 different ones from that 2023 selection. Yep. Which is awesome. I personally, like, I didn't end up getting Yodam, and now I'm happy because I could get Yodam.
Wait, we're adding more to the coupon.
Even more?
네,
Okay,
2024
so we're doing full
년
reroll
연예가 된
coupons
것
as
같습니다.
well.
그리고 이제 또
Yep,
시즌
weapon
들어가셨잖아요.
exchange
네.
coupon box and the
시즌
sub-weapon
상관없이 또
exchange
하나
coupon.
추가로 다
Nice.
So they'll be added.
Okay, reroll coupon 2.
사실은 이
Ready for the scholar?
시즌으로 돌아오면서 정말 새롭게 도전을 하고 뭐 즐기시는 분들이 굉장히 많았잖아요. 근데 시즌을
Those hammers look so big on
It is
stage.
big.
Yeah,
It is,
I just
I
want to
don't
pick
know how
them
they
up.
made that. Where did they? How did they make that?
What do you mean? It's all of our stuff is real. Remember?
Oh. Does it have a gravitational
Yeah, I don't know.
core that you
Maybe
can
that's
control
maybe that's why they're not picking it up. Maybe it's like they're not the chosen one, right?
All
They're
right,
not
there's
worthy.
the coupon code.
Okay, here's the coupon code 2023 with Calpheon. Go ahead and enter that. You can enter it in the website on your mobile app, or you can go ahead and open up your menu, scroll down to Adventurer Support, and click on Coupon. Go ahead and enter that as long as your account is linked with your website account, and you will get all of those lovely rewards.
That's awesome.
이렇게 한 해를 마무리하면서 정말 많은 이야기.
Double hammers. You said you failed your Black Star tap, right? Now you got 2 more.
Yeah,
Surely it goes.
surely it goes this time.
굉장히
Yep.
굉장히 많은 일이 있었던 한 해인 것 같습니다. 네, 다들 이제 잘 아시겠지만 그래서
Yep.
저희가
So
이제 2023년에
this kind of wraps up our Calpheon ball for today.
저희가 어떻게
Um,
변해야 되는지,
you know,
어떤 방향으로
we've
변해야 되는지
talked a lot
해서
about what
그래서
needed
오늘
to be changed,
보여드린
what
이제
needs to be
2024
changed.
패치노트가 저희가 이제 이런 방향으로
So
변화했다라는
we
말씀을
hope
드리는
that this
좀
first
패치노트를
part of our
하고
stream where we
뭔가를
kind of
이
showed the
변화의
patch
방향이
note,
좀 마음에
was
드셨으면
a
좋겠어요.
good
그리고 또
direction
당연히
that
저희가 이제 매주
you
업데이트를 하다 보니까
users might you as
패치하면은 다음날 이제
adventurers
피드백이
might
주시면 그
have
피드백도
be
적용해서
anticipating in the
다른
future
부분도
for.
해보고 해서 계속 좀 발전을
Again,
하겠습니다.
we'll constantly take in
여러분들이
feedbacks
원하시는
and we'll
많은
constantly
업데이트도
strive to
제가 오늘
improve
준비한
our
거 말고도
game
많이
service
있으니까
and
좀 기대해
you know
주셨으면
our
좋겠고
game world.
또 중간에 이제 제가 아까 말씀드렸는데 저희가 기존 연에는
Vaha, if you have some time, can you just spam the coupon in chat? I saw you already put it in YouTube chat. Just
만드는
go ahead and throw it in
것만
Twitch
좀
chat
하게
too.
됐어요. 그래서 또 만들고 연에서 또 보여드려야 되니까 또 만들고 이러다 보니까
Yeah, so I think as Jay is saying here, like a lot of our Calpheon Ball, Heidel Ball, we oftentimes we focus almost entirely on like new content. This one was kind of a different ball. We spent the first half focusing on updates to existing content, how we want to really simplify the game for everyone, for new players, returning players, for long-term players, simplify, optimize the experience here, and really, you know, bring us back onto a really nice, solid foundation to you know, jump forward onto.
Right.
And then, of course, in the second half, we have some fun stuff to look forward to as well. Land of the Morning Light Part 2, new class, and of course, Scholar coming out pretty soon.
Don't forget about New Gen update, right?
Yes, and New
2024,
Gen.
right?
Yes.
전 세계 모험가님들 만나기 전에
And Vel.
저는 한
And
2
Vel.
시간 전에
And Calpheon.
여러분들하고 미리 앉아서 연회의 전통이 사실
So as they're wrapping up here, you know, we'll just keep going with their pace. But afterwards, once they've sort of wrapped up the KR stream, we'll go back through all the stuff here. We know that you guys sort of want a more in-depth console look at things, so we'll go back through everything that was sort of talked about here and talk about it in a little bit more depth for us, as well as go through maybe see that last trailer again or something. Okay, so more information. Heidel Ball. Next Heidel Ball is going to be in Heidel.
Oh, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
VR? VR ball?
Well, Heidel's kind of based on like sections of Europe, right?
Yeah?
Oh, what does this mean?
제가 이제 2023년에 이제 많은 고민과 이제 생각을 많이 했고 오늘 보여드린 변화 말고도 2024년에 더 많은 변화 보여드릴 수 있게 좀 노력하겠습니다. 한 해 동안 정말 감사했습니다. 내년에도 잘 부탁드립니다.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Jay. Claps.
정말 수고 많으셨고요. 진심으로 감사하고요. 항상 노력하는 그런 무대 항상 준비하고 마련하겠습니다. 수고 많으셨습니다. 전 세계 모험가 여러분들도 정말 감사합니다. 수고 많으셨습니다.
This is a lot of thank you.
마치겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you.
This is a lot of thank you. Yes, thank you. Well, cool. I think that just about
Yep, I think.
wraps up our...
Oh, wait. I think we're gonna. Yep.
My bad. Let's go to the video.
칼페온역 235년. 으로부터 얼마나 지났을까?
Okay, they're just playing the class trailer again. So Heidelball in Heidel,
Heidel
in France.
in France.
Yeah, so many of you may know that Heidel is based off of an actual town in France. And actually a lot of places in Black Desert are kind of based on real parts of the world. Obviously, we've talked about this a lot before for Land of the Morning Light, but some of you may not realize just how similar Heidel is to the actual place that it was
That's
modeled
actually
after.
my first time looking at the actual place.
Really?
Yeah,
no, it's super cool, actually. So yeah, Heidelball in Heidel. All of you who are over in Europe, if you're in France or close to the area, maybe meet up in Heidel.
Yeah, we'll see exactly how
Yeah.
you can try to apply for the next Heidelball. We'll have
Of
more
course.
information soon
Mhm.
as the date gets closer for Heidelball. But yeah, very exciting, and there are definitely a lot of things that were discussed in today's Calpheon Ball that includes both changes to
Yeah,
existing
why don't
contents.
we go through everything? So let's talk about like the console section afterwards. But let's go through like our patch note. Like that first section of the stream, that patch note. So travel and transportation was the first thing that we were talking about. Obviously, Magnus is still something that we're looking into, but things like getting around in Black Shrine and Ataraxian, like these new teleport functions, this is something that obviously when it goes live to PC, that's something console is going to be getting to.
Right.
So
Instantaneous teleportation to
yeah,
your
all
Black
this
Shrine
like nice
bosses.
quality of life stuff that we talked about in the first half of the stream, like this is not a like exclusive deal or something. This is all stuff for global, like we're bringing it into everything. Item simplification, all the stuff that we talked about there, the seeds stacking,
Black
the
stones.
scrolls stacking, the black stones getting combined, like
So a
all
lot
that
of
stuff.
QL, yep.
All of that's coming to us as well. The guild stuff, I don't know exactly. We are still going to provide more information on exactly what the timeline is like for the guild stuff, but obviously that kind of guild improvement, all of the new guild stuff, that's going to be coming to us too.
Yep.
Changes to Node and Conquest War, that's coming to us too. And then we talked a little bit about
Quest lines.
quest lines, yes. Like some of the revamp stuff, it's possible that could take a bit of extra time for optimization on our end, but additional quest stuff like completely revamping how the quest UI works,
Right.
being able to search quests, all that kind of stuff. Like,
Forget the extra pen accessory quest line.
yes, extra pen accessory, all of this stuff. Like, pretty much the majority of the stuff that we talked about in this first section is in the pipeline for us as well. So definitely, like, we'll be providing more information on exactly like the full scope of what all of that content is, and when we have a better idea,
Right.
when we're ready to share a better idea of sort of what the release schedule for that is looking like, that whole 2024 patch note is obviously still relevant to us.
Right.
And then for our stuff, for the console section, even though it may have been a little bit short in broadcast time, that's part of why we sort of want to expand on it here. So we talked about 3 sort of major things. The first is a native Xbox Series XS and PS5 version of the game. We know that you guys have been asking for this for a really, really long time, and obviously it's been a little while since we've been able to provide an update on this. And for that, I'd like to apologize, because we know that you want it, and we want to give it to you as well. So what we're looking at right now is we're making a lot of good progress on this, and we're pretty set on releasing for the next year. We don't have anything that we can show like concrete today. Like, it's very difficult for us to show exactly what that looks like in a Calpheon ball format, but we hope to provide you with like more information of exactly what that's going to look like. There's a lot of different features with these consoles, like the additional controller support, and other features that we're going to be putting in. This isn't just like a, straight performance upgrade or whatnot. Like, there's actually a lot of additional stuff that's going to be put into this, additional accessibility features and whatnot that comes with these Xbox Series XS and PS5 consoles that we want to share a bunch of the work that we're doing for that. And we hope to share more of that information in sort of the first part of the next year. So for that, like, we would love to give you more information if we could in this format, but for now, we really hope that you bear with us, and we're really, really excited about the work that has been done and the work that is continuing to be done, and we hope to share more information as soon as we can.
Right.
Yep. And then for our looking forward to the sort of content that we're optimizing and looking to bring in pretty soon here, the first thing being Vel. So we know that you guys have been looking for Vel's Heart for a really long time, and we get the little message of like, oh, the roadmap from forever ago had Vel in it. It's like, yeah. Unfortunately, just due to the size of Vel, like the boss itself, the actual monster itself is like the size of Heidel. Like, it's ridiculously large. And just based on how things are right now, we're not really happy with bringing this content in its current state. We just don't think that it's going to be a good experience for anyone if we tried to. So we've been looking into other alternatives for how we can get you the benefits, similarly to when Abyss 1 Magnus released. And that was something where we knew that the content, we weren't going to be happy with bringing the content into the console build. We weren't really sure it was going to work the way that people wanted it to. So we decided to bring it in a different format. We brought in the combined storage. We brought in the ability to use the maid feature and stuff. We brought in the free pen armor that you get from that quest line. Obviously, there are still pieces of Magnus that we do want to bring in the future, like the well teleportation and that kind of stuff. But the reason I bring this up is because similarly to that, we want to provide Vel's Heart, the actual item, to console adventurers.
Right.
We know, I get suggestions all the time of like, hey, can we take another look at the Alchemy Stone enhancing? Because we know that that's a really big piece of content for you guys on console, given that, that sort of peak of Vel's Heart isn't really in the build. So for now, we're going to bring a new method of obtaining the heart in, and we will be sharing more information on exactly what that is going to be a little bit later. But for now, we're looking for, releasing this winter.
Right. Just to add on, essentially, I mean, everyone will be getting a free Vel. That's it. Everyone will have an access to free Vel's Heart. So you can look forward to that during this winter. So more detailed timeline will be shared via official notice relatively soon, hopefully soon. So you can look forward to that.
And then similarly, I spoke a bit about this while we were in the broadcast, but for Calpheon Elvia, we know people have been talking about that a lot, and we are sort of debating the good timing to bring that in. We just released Underground Gyphins, and we were definitely considering bringing this content in at the same time. But we really want to make sure that I'm forgetting the exact item name, but it's the item to enhance Alchemy Stones.
Crystallized
Despair, yeah. So this item that released with Calpheon Hadum is very specific to enhancing your Alchemy Stones and enhancing Vel. And that's something that we really sort of wanted to package together. And again, we're really sorry that we couldn't bring that sooner, because we really did want to make sure that we could package it together and Vel was sort of this blocker of like, oh, it's difficult for us to sort of launch these at the same time. So now that we've decided to bring this new method to obtain Vel's Heart, we're a little bit more confident in bringing in Calpheon Elvia spots as well, so you can go ahead and get this Crystallized Despair, bump your Alchemy Stone up, and of course reap the benefits of all of the Calpheon Elvia spots as well, some extra nice grind spots as well.
So this will also be added simultaneously along with the Vel's Heart.
Yep, that'll be in one update together.
Yeah, you can. I think we can expect Vel's Heart and Calpheon Elvia relatively soon during this winter.
Yeah. And then in terms of, additional content that we're definitely hearing a lot of suggestions on, things like Mountain of Eternal Winter for those artifacts and lightstones. We know it's been some time since that released sort of on global PC. That is, of course, something that we are still looking into. This isn't something that we've just sort of, left outside. We don't have any information to share on like a timeline for that release for now, because right now we're really going to focus on the update to getting Vel's Heart, and then all of the testing and optimization that needs to be done for Calpheon Elvia, as well as the background work, the continued background work from our engine team and a bunch of other teams on bringing the native Xbox Series XS and PS5 versions of the game, which is obviously a very large undertaking. So those are the priorities right now. And we will share more information on the release timelines as well as the exact details of that content when we can. But for now, please stay tuned for more updates. We'll provide them either through website GM notes or from official live streams like this.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So a lot of exciting changes for next year. For console as well, I think there's going to be a big changes, big improvements, new contents as well. So I'm really looking forward to 2024.
Yeah, I think we'll get some really cool stuff in 2024. Obviously, all of the nice simplifying stuff that's coming in with global, we're going to be getting that as well, and then we'll be providing more information on all this stuff pretty soon.
Right.
But yes, next gen. We got some solid things to say on it, and we're going to be providing more information. We're going to be opening up that dialogue on Next Gen again for you guys, and we're really happy to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like we got to wrap it up because otherwise Dennis is going to be really mad that he has to drive home really late. So I think that is going to be it from us. Once again, Vaha, if you can like spam the coupon code in the chats again. You guys give a big shout out to Vaha, who's been doing a lot of work behind the scenes, as well as Ophelia, doing a lot of the stuff on Twitch and YouTube, and hanging out with you guys in game. If any of you guys are over in Calpheon right now, hanging out with us on the chairs, thank you for doing so. We love seeing you guys out there, and I think we will just go ahead and close it out here, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, I mean, again, just to thank you for watching like until very late, right? For NA adventures, it's pretty late at night. We thank you for hanging out with us again. Looking forward to the next future updates for console, and we always thank you for your support, continued love for our game. Your feedback and suggestions always appreciated, always looked at. So thank you. Right?
Yeah. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in whatever the next stream is. Have a happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And a great new year.
Happy New Year.
See you guys later. Bye-bye.